Chapter 1721 Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand. At once, Duke Long understood that this was a Genesis Lotus true inheritance. He could clearly feel his wood path attainment level rising to an extremely high level. At the same time, memories related to this wood path killer move through branches and leaves were all etched into his mind. That bamboo forest, rather than calling it an illusion, was more like a state of mind. The power of through branches and leaves killer move was to free the GU Immortal of all harmful restraints. I am truly pathetic. Duke Long laughed at himself. He felt the power of a Venerable once again. The truth was, he had some understanding towards the chess game of both Venerables in Imperfection Regret Pavilion. This game had unparalleled might, it was one with heavenly court and could continuously draw strength from it. This was the secret agreement between star constellations Will and Limitless Demon Venerable back in the days. Because it had the power of two Venerables, it could not be dealt with by a single Venerable. But the silver chains on Duke Long was just made from one of the pieces in this chess game. The through branches and leaves killer move that Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable left behind was able to free Duke Long from its effect. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable really put a lot of effort into it. It is a waste for this wood path true inheritance to be given to me. Duke Long sighed as he kept away his emotions. His dragon pupils looked around as he stared at the Calamity Luck altar not too far away. Calamity Luck altar was so huge it covered half of Duke Long's vision. While Duke Long was restrained, he had been incapacitated near Calamity Luck altar. Now that he regained freedom and stood up, he was not far from it. Breathing in deeply, the sounds of the surrounding battle, explosions or shouting, became very soft as he blocked them out. While he was restrained, Duke Long's anger, guilt, and hatred filled his heart. Now that he regained freedom, these surging emotions erupted like a dormant volcano that had reawakened. Unknowingly, all the present GU Immortals all had a feeling, that was the calm before a storm. Breathe out, breathe in. Duke Long cultivated Chi path with transformation path on the side. Each time he breathed, he sucked in a huge amount of oxygen. It was a great commotion. In fact, this commotion was slightly affecting the surrounding Chi wall's stability. Behind Duke Long, his dragon tail waved about, his dragon claws and horns were shining in a purple gold light. He was extremely grand and royal. Ripples started to form in the surrounding air, the particles seemed to be flickering with a similar purple gold light. A terrifying aura was emerging in his body. He was like a catastrophic beast that created heaven and earth. After eons of slumbering, he had finally awakened. Countless gazes landed on Duke Long at this moment. Damn it! Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth. Flower Lady was unconscious while Duke Long broke free. Longevity Heaven had faced the greatest setback since they started this attack. Inside the Refinement Path formation, Bull Demon and Five Elements Grandmaster sensed something amiss. They fought with all their strength. But Che Wei and Kong Yan held on desperately. They did not give the enemy a chance to break through. At a deeper area of the Refinement Path formation, Yuan Chongdu was spitting out blood. He tried hard to sustain the Refinement Path formation's operations. He was already resolved to die. Bing Sai Chuan tried hard to think of a plan. The situation was turning bad. Sweat formed on his forehead. He had already expended all his trump cards. He could not seek help from Limitless Demon Venerable again. The truth was, Limitless Demon Venerable did not even turn around earlier. His attitude was very clear. Duke Long's aura surged to its limit. It was grand and overwhelming. Even though he had not moved, he had already gained the attention of everyone. He is Lord Duke Long. Some heavenly court GU Immortals looked over with admiration. Duke Long's seniority was still quite high. But someone was even older than Duke Long. An old GU Immortal did not recognize him. He is one of us. Duke Long finally escaped. Fairy Ziwei was very excited. She observed the entire situation. She knew clearly that among the heavenly court immortals now, Duke Long was the strongest person. He broke the chains and recovered his freedom. He had stood up at a timely moment. Or more accurately, Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's arrangements were simply too timely. Thinking of Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable, Fairy Ziwei felt a deep sense of admiration. Unbelievable methods. After Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's era, Heaven Overseeing Tower had been modified countless times. Many of the GU worms were replaced. Especially during the recent decade of fighting, it had been damaged constantly and repaired afterwards. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's method was actually intact after all that. It was hidden so deeply that nobody found it. His Immortal Killer move could hide within Heaven Overseeing Tower, which is the #1 investigative Immortal GU house in this world, remaining undiscovered. And most amazingly, Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's Immortal Killer move had never disrupted with the workings of Heaven Overseeing Tower. Thinking of this, Fairy Ziwei had a flash of inspiration. Don't tell me that rumor is true. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable really created painting path. The greatest advantage and trait of the rumored painting path is that it can perfectly accommodate the operations of other immortal GU and killer moves. This has the same level of profundity as sovereign immortal body's non-conflicting Tao marks. Fairy Ziwei could only guess. The 10 Venerables were the apex of GU cultivation, they were the brightest stars with unparalleled luster. Even though Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable did not cultivate wisdom path, he could comprehend the profundities of heaven and earth, he was able to make arrangements that affected the future era. And most importantly, his arrangement worked at the most crucial moment, his control of the timing was simply impeccable. Bing Sai Chuan was very nervous, he ordered, block Duke Long. Even without his reminder, all of the Northern Plains GU immortals could tell that Duke Long was a huge threat. After Duke Long's aura reached its limit, it started to condense and shrink, it was like someone who was pulling back his fist. Once he attacked, it would be a terrifying sight. This action created huge mental pressure among the Northern Plains immortals. Kill! A Northern Plains male immortal shouted as he charged at Duke Long. The second Northern Plains GU immortal was silent but followed behind the male immortal, charging and defending him. No, let me face him. The third Northern Plains expert suddenly moved out with great speed, he arrived before Duke Long instantly. Duke Long had a peaceful expression, he stood silently on the ground without moving, like a statue. Roar! Suddenly, a dragon roar was heard, an elegant purple gold dragon chi appeared in the sky for an instant. The GU immortal wanted to see it but all they saw were the remnant traces of the purple gold dragon chi. The Northern Plains expert who arrived before Duke Long became motionless. He lowered his head, looking at the hole in his chest with an expression of disbelief. Through this hole, he could see the world behind him. Goo! At the next moment, blood gushed out of his mouth as countless mini-dragon-shaped chi emerged on his body. Bam! With a thud, he self-detonated, turning into a pile of flesh and blood, dying on the spot. He was a famous expert of Northern Plains, but he was unable to take one hit from Duke Long. How can this be? Seeing this, the two Northern Plains GU immortals who wanted to kill Duke Long became lost for words as their expressions changed. What are you looking at? Duke Long's calm voice resounded behind them. Oh no, the two Northern Plains experts activated their strongest defenses without thinking. This instinct was ingrained into their very existence, it saved their lives. At the next moment, Duke Long's two ferocious dragon claws landed. The two Northern Plains experts' defenses crumbled instantly, they were like two shooting stars, crashing and creating a huge pit on the ground. With a loud boom, rocks flew as dust clouds rose. The two Northern Plains experts fainted in the pit. Duke Long's attack was truly shocking. Instantly, he killed one and made two unconscious. Longevity Heaven lost the battle strength of 3 rank 8s just like that. Terrifying. At once, the battle strength that Duke Long unleashed stunned Heavenly Court's members. The old man who did not recognize Duke Long felt very surprised. After my time, there was actually such a talented junior. He is the master of Red Lotus Demon Venerable, he is also a Tao Guardian. The Heavenly Court GU Immortal beside him explained. The old man realized. Oh, no wonder. The Tao Guardians of Venerables were usually the strongest person besides the Venerable if they matured fully. Of course there were exceptions. Like Reckless Savage Demon Venerable and Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable. But no matter what, these Tao Guardians were monumental in the growth process of the Venerable. He's coming. Bing Sai Chuan breathed in deeply, concentrating his mind. After Duke Long defeated the three, he went straight for Calamity Luck Altar. His advancement carried huge pressure as everyone looked at him with great fear. At this moment, Bing Sai Chuan felt that even the powerful Calamity Luck Altar was showing a sign of fragility. Protect me, Bing Sai Chuan shouted. Longevity Heaven's GU Immortals quickly went back to reinforce him. Duke Long's action was the same as attacking a beehive. A large number of Longevity Heaven GU Immortals gathered and encircled him from the front and back, forming a huge web. Countless immortal killer moves landed on Duke Long, they were like fireworks that sparkled, fatal danger was hidden within these beautiful sparks. The purple gold dragon-shaped chi flashed again. Comment. Duke Long appeared far away, many killer moves missed their target. The remaining killer moves were directed by the user as they changed directions. Duke Long's body flickered again, he showed disdain towards the killer moves that were targeting him. Break, he shouted as he used a chi path killer move. A surging chi wave erupted in all directions, all killer moves were pushed away, the surroundings were completely cleared out. The Longevity Heaven GU Immortals could only pounce towards Duke Long. You have already attacked, now it is time to face my killer move as well. Duke Long snickered. Longevity Heaven lost 2 more GU Immortals. Duke Long continued to approach Calamity Luck Altar. Under Bing Sai Chuan's manipulation, Calamity Luck Altar had no choice but to retreat rapidly. Duke Long continued to chase it, regardless of which Northern Plains expert that was in his way. He went through their line of defense without difficulty. Of course, he would dodge the powerful killer moves as well. Shock was exposed in Bing Sai Chuan's eyes. Impossible. How can Duke Long become so powerful in such a short time? Is this part of Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's method? Comment. He was wrong about this. Duke Long was strong because of himself. Immortal killer move, Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand. The lower his lifespan, the greater the amplification that Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand gave him. This amplification was in all aspects. It made Duke Long powerful beyond words. His battle strength was rising every second. His vitality was shrinking, but his aura continued to grow. This was his final battle. At the last moments of his life, Duke Long erupted with unprecedented brilliance. Chapter 1722. 7 Extreme Desolation. Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand made Duke Long increasingly stronger. With each breath of time, he became stronger than before. Looking at the phantom river of time in the sky, Duke Long showed a complex emotion in his eyes. He sighed lightly. "O Red Lotus, I have already witnessed your call of the ancient and support of the future. Now, let me show you my Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand." Duke Long's words infuriated all of the Northern Plains experts. He obviously looked down on all of the Northern Plains immortals present. There was only Red Lotus Demon Venerable in his eyes. The Northern Plains experts were all famous people in history. They had their own arrogance and pride. But they had no way of rebuking Duke Long's words. Because their existence was the result of Red Lotus Demon Venerable's immortal killer move. "Old man, you speak too much. Don't look down on us. We will show you our power." Several Northern Plains rank 8s charged at Duke Long. Duke Long snickered as he roared. The purple gold dragon-shaped chi flickered continuously. Boom boom boom. An intense explosion resounded. Duke Long rampaged among the GU immortals who encircled him. He was simply unstoppable. In contrast, the Northern Plains experts were losing numbers rapidly from his ferocious attacks. Fast. Duke Long was just too fast. The Northern Plains GU immortals could not stop him. Any killer move needed time to prepare and activate. Because Duke Long was concentrating on Calamity Luck Altar, he did not bother wasting time with the Northern Plains GU immortals that obstructed him. Block him. Don't think of leaving Duke Long. Fight me for 300 rounds. We must stop him. Purple gold dragon chi flickered again. The battlefield became silent. Bing Sai Chuan raised his head and looked. Duke Long was finally standing before Calamity Luck Altar. His emotionless pupils looked at this Luck Path rank 8 immortal GU house. Oh no. Sweat poured down Bing Sai Chuan's forehead. At the next moment, Duke Long roared as his Chi Path killer move was activated again. Myriad Chi rampaged. The world changed colors. Immortal killer move, Chi engulfing mountains and rivers. At once, the rank 8 GU immortals shook intensely as they felt an unparalleled pressure slamming down at them from all around. Many killer moves collapsed. The Northern Plains experts who were pursuing Duke Long fell into the water like dumplings falling into a pot. The world became still. Nothing was left standing. Crack, crack. Calamity Luck Altar could barely operate. Its thin light halo was resisting Chi engulfing mountains and rivers killer move. This Luck Path rank 8 immortal GU house could not fly. It was suppressed by Duke Long and forced to stay on the ground. At once, Duke Long became the main character of this battlefield. The Heavenly Court GU immortals looked at him with shock and amazement. He had suppressed the entire situation single-handedly. Even though Northern Plains experts were strong and proud, their raised heads were forcefully lowered by Duke Long. Damn it, this Chi engulfing mountains and rivers killer move had once been used in Eastern Sea by Duke Long. But its current power is more than 10 times of before. Bing Sai Chuan could not conceal the shock on his face. Duke Long's strength was too overwhelming. It was far out of his expectations. This damned old man is quite strong. It seems that you need Grandpa Mao's help now. Far away, Mao Li Chu and his clone had been suppressing the 2 legendary immemorial beasts from Heavenly Court. After seeing Duke Long's power, Mao Li Chu gritted its teeth and wanted to rush over to help. You want to leave? Dream on. The immemorial green jade crane shrieked. It activated an immortal killer move and attacked Mao Li Chu's clone. Stand there. Shabby 95 grabbed Mao Li Chu's right hind leg as it bit. These 2 idiots. Mao Li Chu was furious. It was unable to get away from these 2. Heavenly Court's 2 legendary immemorial desolate beasts might not be able to turn the situation around, but they were great at keeping the status quo. Duke Long's power was simply like steroids injected into his allies, it made these two legendary immemorial desolate beasts extremely energetic. Go away. Calamity Luck Altar suddenly shined in a fierce light, it started to rise slowly. Next, the Northern Plains experts who were on the ground and used their killer moves on Duke Long. Even though Duke Long was strong, he could only suppress them for some time. He was not just going up against the rank 8 Immortal GU house that giant son Immortal Venerable created, there were also the countless experts from the Northern Plains Huang Jin tribe's history. Go assist Duke Long, we will make longevity heaven pay with bloodshed. How can Heavenly Court's authority be undermined? Heavenly Court's immortals reacted, they moved like rushing tide as they went to reinforce Duke Long. A portion of the Northern Plains experts had to go and block Heavenly Court's attacks on the outside. Inside, the remaining ones attacked Duke Long with all their might. Inside Calamity Luck Altar, Bing Sai Chuan's heart sank to rock bottom. Duke Long was unstoppable even in the encirclement, he had the complete advantage, and outside, there were fewer Northern Plains GU immortals than Heavenly Court's side, they were also losing there. Bing Sai Chuan understood, unless a Venerable makes a move, Longevity Heaven's invasion had failed. Their goal was to take Fate GU, but now, they were barely able to stay alive, not to mention snatch anything. The truth was, Longevity Heaven was just one step away from success. The problem was Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable and his arrangement, it ruined Longevity Heaven's plan. Even though my Longevity Heaven failed, your Heavenly Court may not succeed either. A cold light flashed in Bing Sai Chuan's eyes, he gave his orders, destroy the refinement path formation. Since they could not obtain Fate GU or destroy Fate GU entirely, he would make sure that they fail in restoring it. This way, Heavenly Court would need to continue holding the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention to repair Fate GU in the future. And that would give the other 4 regions some respite. But in that situation, in the future Central Continent Refinement Path Conventions, Heavenly Court would guard themselves deeply, Longevity Heaven would no longer have this chance to invade. But there was no choice, the situation was forcing Bing Sai Chuan to make such a decision. Okay, Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster received their orders, they immediately attacked the refinement path formation. Goo, Kong Yan spit out a mouthful of blood, his face turned pale. But he had a faint smile as he said, HMPH, why do you think Lady Ziwei made me guard the formation internally? It was to prevent you guys from causing destruction. Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster frowned deeply. They realized that their attacks on the refinement path formation was actually transferred to Kong Yan. This was a rule path method unique to Kong Yan, he could transfer damage onto himself. You want to destroy the formation, how can we allow that? With us around, don't even think about it. Outside the refinement path immortal formation, Heavenly Court's GU immortals formed lines of defense as they blocked the assault of the Northern Plains experts. Bing Sai Chuan changed his goal and attempted to destroy the refinement path formation, this was his enemy's weakness as well. For Heavenly Court, they had no choice but to defend the formation. This way, the battle between the two sides went into a deadlock. Most of Heavenly Court's members were protecting the refinement path formation, Duke Long alone was attacking Calamity Luck Altar. For Northern Plains, they were mainly defending Calamity Luck Altar while attacking the refinement path formation with a barrage of attacks. Even though Duke Long was obstructed by all the Northern Plains experts, he still had the energy to attack Calamity Luck Altar. Calamity Luck Altar endured attacks from Duke Long time and again, but it still remained standing, this was the immense defense of a rank 8 Immortal GU house. The truth was, Calamity Luck Altar's methods were not just limited to these, against Duke Long, it could still retaliate. But now, Calamity Luck Altar's main purpose was to sustain Call of the Ancient killer move. If it used other methods, this Call of the Ancient would be interrupted. The root of the issue was that Call of the Ancient was a time path killer move, it was incompatible with Calamity Luck Altar's methods. If there were any abilities similar to Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's earlier methods resembling Painting Path, the situation would not be this awkward. Bing Sai Chuan was clear in his heart, once he stopped using Call of the Ancient killer move, the situation would worsen instantly. Only through this move could they resist the awakening Heavenly Court members. As time passed, the situation got more intense, more and more GU immortals died. Duke Long's attacks from time to time made Bing Sai Chuan's heart shook. He did not know how long Calamity Luck Altar could last, maybe at the next moment, Call of the Ancient killer move would stop. If that happens, Longevity Heaven would lose this battle without doubt. Even though both sides were attacking and defending, as Duke Long continued to unleash powerful moves, the situation was already changing. Heavenly Court had a slight advantage, Longevity Heaven was slowly losing their edge. Boom! A lightning path killer move landed on Duke Long's back. But Duke Long's body did not even move. As the dust clouds settled, his back was exposed. It was covered in purple gold dragon scales. As the effect of Heavenly Dragon's last stand persisted, Duke Long's body became stronger and larger. His size was already twice of before. His dragon claws became sharper. His dragon tail became longer and more flexible. His dragon horns were originally very short, but now they grew rapidly. They were the size of a deer's antlers. They looked like a crown on his head, displaying his royal and authoritative figure. Every moment and every second, Duke Long was getting stronger. Bing Sai Chuan, who was inside Calamity Luck Altar as well as the Northern Plains GU Immortals, could feel this very deeply. This is a monster, a Northern Plains expert shouted in hatred. Monster. Ha ha ha, we 7 Big Dipper Immortals love dealing with monsters. At this moment, from the Phantom River of Time, 7 GU Immortals walked out. Ah, it's them. Bing Sai Chuan saw this, becoming surprised and happy. These 7 Big Dipper Immortals were all from Huang Jin tribes. There were 3 rank 8s and 4 rank 7s, they were all from the same period of time in history. During their era, legendary immemorial desolate beasts wreaked havoc, they caused the righteous path to suffer great losses. Thus, the Huang Jin tribes banded together and chose 7 people to learn the ancient battle formation. They spent countless years to soothe the chaos and capture the beast, returning peace and serenity to Northern Plains. Ancient battle formation, 7 extreme desolation. At once, the 7 GU Immortals turned into a 3-headed 4-armed black gold giant with a huge metallic ring on its back. Immortal killer move, Winged Blade. The black gold giant's right arm moved like a blade, creating an afterimage as it slashed towards Duke Long. Winged Blade. Duke Long's pupils shrunk, he could feel a fatal danger. Chapter 1723, Fatal Strike. Winged Blade had very high reputation. It was publicly recognized as the #1 offensive method of Northern Plains GU Immortal World. It could even cut apart the winds of assimilation temporarily. Its fearsome might was known to all. I managed to dodge. The purple gold dragon-shaped chi flickered as Duke Long appeared elsewhere, shock still showing on his face. Crack. At the next moment, he watched as the horn on his forehead fell slowly towards the ground in front of him. At the crucial moment, Duke Long managed to dodge the winged blade, but his right dragon horn was sliced apart. Duke Long was deeply shocked. At this moment, the black gold giant hooked its finger at Duke Long. Immortal killer move, Immortal binding rope. This was the #1 capturing method in Northern Plains GU Immortal World. A green gold rope appeared on Duke Long's body. It wrapped around his waist thrice as he was pulled towards the black gold giant. Immortal killer move, Winged Blade. The black gold giant raised its right arm, aiming at Duke Long as it used the powerful killer move again. Duke Long gritted his teeth, he shouted as his muscular body shook. He broke free of the immortal binding rope and retreated, avoiding the winged blade. The black gold giant wanted to capture Duke Long again, but he dodged while spitting out 2 sharp dragon fangs. The dragon fangs flew out of his mouth and expanded in size. They were like 2 curved blades that danced in the air, defending his body. It was Immortal killer move, Spiraling Dragon Fang. Spiraling Dragon Fang was an offensive killer move, but Duke Long used it for defense instead. Even though the black gold giant 7 Extreme Desolation had a powerful immortal binding rope killer move, it would be cut by the dragon fangs if it tried to bind Duke Long. Bing Sai Chuan watched this as he felt suspicious and regretful. The original Spiraling Dragon Fang is only an arm's size, but it is like 2 gigantic pillars now. What method did Duke Long use to make his immortal killer moves grow so powerful? It is a pity that 7 Extreme Desolation is much weaker now as Fate GU recovers due to the decreased power of Call of the Ancient killer move. Otherwise, if they had their original power, Duke Long would be heavily injured from the attack earlier. 7 Extreme Desolation was an ancient battle formation made of 3 rank 8s and 4 rank 7 GU Immortals. Each of them were elites of the Huang Jin tribes in their time. They were famous in Northern Plains. And most importantly, the killer moves that they used were the trump cards of the respective tribes. For example, Chanyu tribe's Winged Blade and Yi Lui tribe's Immortal Binding Rope. With 7 Extreme Desolation restricting Duke Long's attacks, the situation went into a deadlock again. Calamity Luck Altar was temporarily safe, but Longevity Heaven's side could not destroy the Refinement Path formation no matter what they did. Heavenly Court had 3 layers of GU Immortals both inside and outside. They formed a tight defense. The Northern Plains experts could not even get close to the formation, not to mention getting inside. In fact, GU Immortals were already starting to set up new defensive formations outside the Refinement Path Immortal formation. This looks like a deadlock, but the initiative has been lost. At this rate, Heavenly Court will simply continue the battle of attrition. Bing Sai Chuan had a cold expression, but determination still shined in his eyes. Northern Plains GU Immortals loved to fight. They had countless battles in their life, far more than other regions' people. Bing Sai Chuan was a Time Path Rank 8 grade expert. He was the same. He had experienced countless difficulties in life. Even though the situation was increasingly dangerous now, his fighting spirit did not waver. He was trying to find a way out. The plan to invade Heavenly Court had been closely planned by my longevity heaven. We have our methods to retaliate. For now, we need to communicate with Fang Yuan and the rest, to target the outside world instead. Bing Sai Chuan immediately contacted Fang Yuan and the rest, giving his orders. Luck Path method again, they are communicating with the outside world. The moment Bing Sai Chuan acted, a few of Heavenly Court's members sensed it. Fairy Ziwei smiled bitterly. The supreme profundity of Luck Path was held by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Heavenly Court could not stop Bing Sai Chuan. Emperor City. Fang Yuan had activated Emperor Yama Killer Move as he flew rapidly in the sky. Winds blew around him. In his vision, Li Huang and Qing Yi were like two torches that charged towards him in the darkness. Fang Yuan stretched out his finger. Countless Yama children flew out to obstruct Li Huang and Qing Yi. Next, he attacked the closest Immortal GU house. The GU Immortals inside that Immortal GU house were shocked. They quickly retreated. Fang Zheng, quickly use that move. A GU Immortal shouted. GU Fang Zheng was also inside this GU house. He immediately acted as the Immortal GU house shot out a blood light that moved it with several times the speed, causing Fang Yuan to miss his target. Using this chance, Li Huang and Qing Yi arrived and fought against Fang Yuan again. The Western Desert GU Immortals could not take it as they mocked. This is clearly a blood path method. The Great Righteous Path Heavenly Court is actually using blood path killer moves in public right now. Bullshit, my central continent has unfathomable methods. How can you fools understand what we are doing? Western Desert scoundrel, you are jealous of my central continent's wealth. This is slander towards the righteous leader of humanity. This is unacceptable. How could Central Continent's GU Immortals acknowledge it, even though most of them knew that this was Fang Zheng's blood path methods after all? Damn it. Fang Yuan gritted his teeth. Li Huang and Qing Yi were too annoying. He felt like he was stuck in a swamp. In this current situation, his best method was Great Thief Ghost Hand. Using this move, he could destroy many of the Immortal GU houses of Heavenly Court. But Li Huang and Qing Yi were disturbing him. He did not have a chance to succeed. But Western Desert was also very wary of him. They did not want to cooperate. Fang Clan had a secret cooperation with Fang Yuan, but how could they expose that in public right now? Fang Clan had obtained Divine Bean Palace years ago, and that caused Western Desert's Righteous Path to gang up on them. They were keeping a low profile now. Using this Refinement Path convention as a chance, they made an agreement with Western Desert's Righteous Path forces. If they worked with Fang Yuan now, they would be giving the Righteous Path forces more excuses to suppress them afterwards. This is not looking good. The competition is nearing its end. Fang Yuan had participated in the Refinement Path convention before. He was clear of the situation now. Most importantly, why are those fools from Longevity Heaven not doing anything? At this moment, Bing Sai Chuan contacted Fang Yuan. Towards Fang Yuan, he would naturally not use an authoritative tone, but Bing Sai Chuan knew how to convince Fang Yuan. He told him everything regarding Longevity Heaven's invasion of Heavenly Court. These were all truths. They had no loopholes. Bing Sai Chuan did not hide or make up anything because he knew about Fang Yuan's wisdom path attainment. These bunch of snakes. Fang Yuan learned about what happened in Heavenly Court as brilliance flashed in his eyes. He gritted his teeth in anger. He made use of Longevity Heaven and treated Bing Sai Chuan and the rest as pawns. Was it not the same in reverse? Longevity Heaven had their own goals. Right now, they were being truthful because they wanted Fang Yuan to cause chaos and prevent Heavenly Court from repairing Fate GU fully. Inside Heavenly Court, Longevity Heaven was only able to stabilize the situation and stall Heavenly Court's experts. They had no chance of winning. But if Fang Yuan destroyed Emperor City and ruined the competition, Heavenly Court's human path methods would be stopped. They would not be able to take success Dao marks from infallible blessed land. Without success Dao marks, how could Yuan Chongdu dare to repair Fate GU? This was the only chance of victory. Breathing in deeply, a cold light flashed across Fang Yuan's eyes. Even though he knew that Longevity Heaven was making use of him, this open scheme was in line with his own benefits. He had to do it. Activating his Immortal Killer move, Fang Yuan moved like a phantom as he dashed around with shocking speed. Everywhere he went, Heavenly Court's immortal GU houses avoided him. Because of Fang Yuan, the defensive line of Heavenly Court was in complete chaos. It was a pity that at this time, Western Desert's immortal GU houses were all restricted by Heavenly Court. They also had no motivation to go all in, they were unable to make a breakthrough. Li Huang and Qing Yi arrived again and interrupted Fang Yuan. Usually at this time, while Fang Yuan was busy with Li Huang and Qing Yi, Heavenly Court's defensive line would be reformed. But it was different now. Fang Yuan roared, turning into the immemorial year monkey. Immortal killer move, spring scissors. Immortal killer move, summer fan. Be it spring scissors or summer fan, Fang Yuan aimed at the Emperor city below. This made Li Huang and Qing Yi's expressions change. Be careful, Demon Fang Yuan is going all in. Stop him. Li Huang and Qing Yi's killer moves landed on Fang Yuan. Winter Coat killer move resisted them with difficulty. Rank 8 immortal essence was expended rapidly. All the immortal GU houses flustered. They tried to defend Emperor city by blocking the attacks. Using this chance, Western Desert's immortal GU houses attacked. Fang Yuan ignored everything. He focused his killer moves on Emperor city. Winter Coat killer move was finally unable to hold on. It broke with a loud sound. Fang Yuan's flesh was torn and his bones broke from countless attacks. Fang Yuan forcefully activated Winter Coat killer move, disregarding the damage to the core immortal GU or his injuries. But the core immortal GU of Winter Coat killer move was already damaged. Now that it was used, the defensive power was much weaker. It continued to get broken by attacks. Eventually, immortal GU Winter succumbed to its injuries and got completely destroyed. Fang Yuan was no longer able to use Winter Coat. He lost his main defensive method. Thankfully, the immemorial year monkey had a strong body to begin with. Fang Yuan also used many time path methods that were better than nothing. Fang Yuan's relentless attacks had some great effect. Emperor city was shaking. The GU masters who were in the competition got disrupted as their refinement failed. What happened? The entire city is shaking. The GU masters were shocked and uncertain. The central continent GU immortals who were inside Emperor city quickly made their move. Protect these GU masters. Don't let them die. These people are blessed by central continent's human path luck. They are people with great fortune. If many of them die, our luck will not be able to resist Demon Fang Yuan. It turned out that Heavenly Court's arrangements also considered the element of luck. Even though Heavenly Court did not have too much confidence in luck path, they could use this rough method to eliminate Fang Yuan's advantage in luck path. Ah, a chance. Fang Clan's immortals, the best opportunity is before us. Inside Immortal GU House Chicken Dog Co-op, Fang Clan's rank 7 GU immortal shouted as his eyes shined. Kill. Chicken Dog Co-op was manipulated by Fang Clan's GU immortals. They crashed towards Emperor city while moving extremely close to the ground. Heavenly Court's attention was completely drawn to Fang Yuan. If Chicken Dog Co-op used an immortal killer move, it would be detected. They would lose the chances. Heavenly Court would return to defend the city. But now, Chicken Dog Co-op gave up on all methods. They charged directly without reservation. They had used their time optimally. Oh no, Li Huang, Qing Yi, and the rest were pale with shock. Undoubtedly, Chicken Dog Co-op chose the best timing to attack. At this moment, Heavenly Court could only watch as it crashed into Emperor city. Even though they had several immortal killer moves, there was too little time. They did not have enough power to stop Chicken Dog Co-op. Close, they were close. The GU masters in Emperor city were still unaware while Li Huang and the other GU immortals had looks of despair. The fatal attack was going to land. Chapter 1724. Heroes Among People. Heavenly Court Battlefield. The front lines were extremely chaotic. The Heavenly Court immortals led by Duke Long fought against Northern Plains members in close range. But because of the Qi wall, it was very peaceful at the back. Fairy Ziwei was managing the situation, paying attention to all the battles at once. When Chicken Dog Co-op was about to hit Emperor city, Fairy Ziwei's heart tightened. Senior Zheng Yuan, quickly save Emperor city. She made her decision in an instant. She shouted with an unavoidably nervous expression. Old man Zheng Yuan nodded lightly. Don't worry, we have enough human will now. My mission is about to be completed. Open. At once, old man Zheng Yuan's body shook intensely as his immortal essence surged. Blood flowed out of his 7 orifices. He cultivated human path, but he was only rank 7. It was hard for him to be the key that activated the human path methods. Each attempt was excruciating beyond his limit. But old man Zheng Yuan had never shown any bitterness on his face. Right now, he had a blissful expression as he completed his task. After the killer move People's United Hearts, a new human path method left by the Immortal Venerable was activated. Emperor City battlefield, crush them all. Fang Clan's GU Immortal laughed loudly as his expressions turned ruthless. In his field of vision, Emperor City was getting closer. As long as they destroyed it, it would be a grand achievement. Not only would the GU Immortal himself be famous throughout the 5 regions, the entire Fang clan would benefit, their reputation would rise, they would be the role model of Western Desert's righteous path force. Good. Fang Yuan saw this and cheered internally. He had a gut feeling that if this attack succeeds, he would benefit greatly from it. Fang Yuan's wisdom path attainment was high, these kinds of feelings were very reliable. But his luck path attainment level was inferior, he could not sense if luck path contributed to this feeling. However, a change occurred right at this moment. A faint white light flashed on Emperor City for a moment. This white light appeared and disappeared just as quickly. For some reason, Chicken Dog Coop's ferocious aura vanished. It was still charging, but it could not intimidate anyone anymore. The earlier Chicken Dog Co-op was like an advancing warship, but now, it was a damaged boat without anybody steering it, it was moving with the waves. Next, under everyone's shocked gaze, Chicken Dog Co-op started to break apart and disintegrate, countless shards scattered with the wind. It continued to break apart like an old house. Amidst the ferocious winds, it was torn apart piece by piece. A large number of GU worms scattered, even more GU worm corpses fell onto the ground. One moment ago, the Fang Clan GU Immortal with great morale and determination became completely silent. Even though the remaining Fang Clan GU Immortals were still shouting now. A bad feeling emerged in the hearts of the Fang Clan GU Immortals. Soon, the answer arrived. From the broken Chicken Dog Co-op, corpses fell out one by one. They were the Fang Clan GU Immortals inside who were still lively a moment ago. How could this happen? Fang Clan's GU Immortals shouted in shock. They called these GU Immortals by their names, but there was no response. What killer move is this? With just one hit, the Immortal GU house broke apart and not a single GU Immortal inside survived. Even Fang Yuan's expression changed in horror. Even in the 500 years of his previous life, such a thing had never happened. This was the foundation of Central Continent's heavenly court. Fang Yuan and the Western Desert GU Immortals had finally forced them to use it. After all, in the previous life, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable succeeded in defying heaven. He managed to infiltrate heavenly court and prevented such a battle from occurring. Of course, the issue could also be Fang Yuan's own memories. He was once manipulated by heaven's will as a chess piece. He had used Spring-Autumn Cicada many times. The memories he had were not entirely reliable. This is a mortal killer move. Broken homes and dead family. Li Huang's eyes shined with light. He was extremely excited. He looked at the sky as he thought to himself, it seems that the human will has already been accumulated sufficiently. Sensing this, Li Huang gained an immense confidence in this battle. He shouted as his voice resounded in the battlefield, "Everyone, what are you waiting for? Heavenly Court has already acted, it is time for us to counterattack. That's right, let these invaders taste the power of our central continent." Qing Yi added. At the next moment, all over the territory of Central Continent, countless white lights started to emerge. These white lights were like specks or balls, they resembled countless lanterns, each were as large as dandelions, they floated casually with the wind, rising up and covering the sky. What killer move is this? Western Desert's GU Immortals were wary and uncertain. Fang Yuan turned into Emperor Yama form. He used Soul Path killer moves to defend himself. Now that Winter Coat was destroyed, Fang Yuan could only rely on his Soul Path defensive killer moves. He stood among the sea of white lights. This scene also made him rather uncertain. He tried to probe them carefully. But these white light spots did not have offensive power, they were like illusions. None of Fang Yuan's methods worked. Even though this immortal killer move was grand and affected the whole of Central Continent, it did not have any offensive power. Next, these lights moved like fish or birds returning to their homes, landing in all of the Central Continent GU Immortals. The Central Continent GU Immortals became covered in more and more white light specks. They were not too flaring, instead the light was warm and mild. This did not just happen in Emperor City battlefield, it was occurring in Heavenly Court, Infallible Blessed Land, and all other parts of the continent. This was Human Path killer move, Hope of the People. People's united hearts and broken homes and dead family were primordial origin Immortal Venerable's Human Path methods. But Hope of the People in the following move were star constellation Immortal Venerable's gains from exploring Human Path. Inside Heavenly Court, Old Man Zheng Yuan shouted again. Human Path killer move, Heroes among People. The white lights surrounding the Central Continent GU Immortals started to shrink, while the GU Immortals' auras started to grow. Their auras changed. What is going on? Seeing this, GU immortals of the other 4 regions were very perplexed. So strong, such strong power. Central Continent's GU immortals had an incredible feeling, their bodies were surging with new strength. This strength was so grand and vast, it felt like an endless tide, sweeping through their bodies and minds constantly. All their fatigue was gone. Their minds were clear, their fighting spirit also rose sharply. This situation was most evident in Li Huang, Fairy Ziwei, Chen Yi and the rest. Retreat, quickly retreat, stop attacking. Let's observe the situation first. The Western Desert Immortal GU houses retreated, this scene had truly shocked them. Fang Yuan squinted his eyes but attacked at this moment, he wanted to probe them using an offensive method. Yama children flew out towards Li Huang and Qing Yi. Li Huang breathed in deeply, snickering as the verdant sun flame cloak expanded rapidly on his back by several times its original size, blazing with strong flames. Before the Yama children got close, they were incinerated into nothingness. Demon, take this. Li Huang attacked as Fang Yuan defended himself. After several rounds, Fang Yuan was greatly astounded. This human path killer move amplified Li Huang's battle strength by at least 3 times as before. This was not the amplification of Dao marks. Dao mark amplification affected the power of immortal killer moves. But heroes among people targeted the GU immortal themselves. At rank 8, double amplification was already terrifying. For example, Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's perfect pair killer move could create a clone that had the same battle strength as the user, it could be considered a double amplification. But this heroes among people was at least triple in amplification. And most shockingly, it did not just affect Li Huang, it affected countless Central Continent GU immortals. Hope of the people together with heroes among people, this was the power of 2 rank 9 killer moves used together. It was like Red Lotus Demon Venerables, Call of the Ancient, and Support of the Future, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's set of killer moves, Hope of the People, and Heroes Among People, also had terrifying power that shocked the world. An even worse situation had arrived. Central Continent's immortal GU houses started to shine in white light as well. The effect of Heroes Among People was also working on immortal GU houses. This was because immortal GU houses were immortal killer moves in essence, used by GU immortals. Since heroes among people could amplify other immortal killer moves, immortal GU houses were naturally part of this range. Central Continent received a great boost, they were at least 3 times as strong as before, this was a proud moment. When GU immortals fight, numbers were not always an advantage. Because GU immortals often lacked cooperation, the Dao marks of different paths conflicted, 1 + 1 was often smaller than 2. If GU immortals wanted to fight together, they would usually control the same immortal GU house or be the formation cores of immortal formations. But in this aspect, GU immortals were mostly just providing immortal essence or repairing immortal GU houses and formations, that was all they had to do. Compared to this, ancient battle formations had a clear advantage. Even though it was outdated already, it could unleash the potential of the individual GU immortals, there was a lot to learn from it. Be they immortal GU formations or immortal GU houses, they had fixed killer moves that were prepared beforehand, so their methods did not vary. But ancient battle formations were different, they could use the methods that GU immortals had, even amplifying them when used. An ancient battle formation was truly able to unite the strength of many GU immortals together in an intrinsic method. This was also why 7 Extreme Desolation could resist Duke Long and leave him without options. It was because the 7 GU immortals using it had combined their strength, 1 + 1 was more than 2. From this aspect, Heroes Among People was even more profound than Perfect Pair. Because Perfect Pair could only create 1 clone with the same battle strength as the user. But Heroes Among People directly amplified the main body by at least 3 times as before. The strength of the main body was more valuable than gaining a clone of similar power. Pressure intensified, Western Desert's GU immortals were forced to retreat by Central Continent's forces. Fang Yuan, where do you think you're going? Die here. Li Huang and Qing Yi attacked Fang Yuan, he had to resist while retreating. The amplification of Heroes Among People was in all aspects, the 2 rank 8s became much faster now, they could advance and retreat at will, they had the initiative now. Chapter 1725, 4 Dragon Generals. Emperor City Battlefield. After an intense battle while moving around, Fang Yuan started to discover some facts. Such a powerful killer move like Heroes Among People was simply heaven-defying, but it was not costless. The white light on Li Huang and Qing Yi had been weakening continuously, it was rapidly expended. But at the same time, the white light was being replenished. The white light in the sky was at a vast amount, it seemed limitless as it continued to pour into Li Huang and Qing Yi. Fang Yuan tried to counter it many times but there was no effect. The weakness of this human path killer move is very obvious. Fang Yuan had countless ideas, his mind was like a storm that rapidly produced new thoughts. We just need to destroy the white lights in the sky, that's all. Without these lights, Li Huang and Qing Yi would not be replenished. As the battle drags on, the amplification will vanish. But I do not have a method that targets these lights. Fang Yuan tried many times but regrettably, he could not even target these white lights at all. This required an understanding of human path. Human path had always existed. In fact, because of less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than, it was likely the first existing path of human cultivation history. But GU immortals who could truly master human path were few, even throughout history, only those geniuses with unparalleled talent could interpret bits and pieces of it. These comprehensions were often scattered and meager. In most cases, they were merely a set of killer moves. Like Red Lotus Demon Venerable's Call of the Ancient and Support of the Future, or Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's Heroes Among People and Hope of the People. Fang Yuan did not have such methods, even the Western Desert GU immortals present had no such methods. Throughout this entire Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, Fang Yuan was losing because of the human path aspect. If it were other paths, with Fang Yuan's deep foundation, he could deal with it. But human path was simply foreign to him. Not just him, most GU immortals in this world were unfamiliar with it. Thus, once human path methods were used, the effects were tremendous. For example, Longevity Heaven's Call of the Ancient, or Heavenly Court's Heroes Among People. It seems that I need to read less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than more often and comprehend the profundities of human path from it. Without human path methods, it is really difficult to deal with Heavenly Court. During the 5 regions chaotic war, all the super forces will at least have some human path methods too. My foundation in this aspect is truly lacking. Fang Yuan realized this. Fang Yuan's battle strength was very high already, there were many reasons for this, he had always been trying to raise his battle strength through all means possible. In terms of pure battle strength, he was already standing at the top ranks of this GU immortal world. In terms of resources, Fang Yuan acquired them from many means, and because of Sovereign Immortal Aperture's usefulness, he was self-sufficient. He was able to feed his many immortal GU and also earn some revenue. But currently, he did not have the finances to refine a rank 8 immortal GU, he needed time and accumulation. But Fang Yuan's shortcomings still existed, and there were many of them. He had quasi-supreme attainment level in refinement path and time path, his theft path was Great Grand Master, blood path, strength path, transformation path, wisdom path, star path were also quite good. But in terms of poison path, dream path, space path, sword path, and others, he lacked the foundation in them, these were all weaknesses. The same went for human path. Li Huang and Qing Yi were amplified by Heroes Among People, becoming able to suppress Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan did not want to give up, he could only go on the defensive. Heavenly Court's immortal GU houses started to attack, encircling Western Desert's immortals as well as the immortal GU house that Bai Ningbing and the rest were in. Heavenly Court's immortal GU houses gained a surge in battle strength, they were not afraid of these enemies' immortal GU houses escaping. Hidden Dragon Cave Battlefield. Soon, Song Qiyuan had a heated gaze, he stared at the rank 8 immortal GU house Dragon Palace as he continued to refine it. Along with him, there were the other rank 8 GU immortals of Eastern Sea, Qing Yuan, Hua Kaiyun, Shen Kong Sheng, Zhang Yin, Granny Rong, Shi Miao, and Yang Zihe. These GU immortals cooperated and refined Dragon Palace, trying to make it their own. Even though Dragon Palace was refined by Duke Long, it was unmanned at the moment, because a portion of its power was used to suppress Di Zhang Sheng, it could barely resist the refinement of Eastern Sea's rank 8s. Time passed, Dragon Palace was gradually refined by the Eastern Sea immortals. Just when they were about to succeed, Eastern Sea's immortals became increasingly alert. Be careful, we do not want to fail at the last second. That's right, I have a bad feeling for some reason. Indeed, even though we attacked this place, Heavenly Court had not sent a single reinforcement. Don't worry, that Heavenly Court is probably busy fending for themselves, they cannot spare any effort here. I'm sure they've already given up on this place. Old slave Bei Feng, go and guard the cave entrance, kill anyone who approaches suspiciously. If Heavenly Court sends reinforcements, you cannot retreat even if you die. Shen Kong Sheng shouted, he had already enslaved old man Bei Feng successfully. Old man Beifeng had lost his freedom, he had to obey Shen Kongsheng. He sighed bitterly as he obeyed the orders, leaving with his grandson Feng Chanzi. Feng Chanzi was old man Beifeng's grandson, he only had rank 6 cultivation level and was insignificant to the Eastern Sea Immortals. After Shen Kongsheng enslaved old man Beifeng, he also enslaved Feng Chanzi. It seems that this time, brother Shen's gains are the largest. Zhang Yin laughed. According to the alliance agreement, Dragon Palace was shared among the Immortals, but Shen Kongsheng managed to enslave old man Beifeng and his grandson. Forget about Feng Chanzi, the key was old man Beifeng, he was a genuine rank 8. The only problem was that his injuries made his battle strength fall drastically. Shen Kongsheng was silent, he knew that with his huge gains, even though the others looked calm on the outside, they had other thoughts internally. Because Shen clan had just gained a new rank 8 existence. After old man Beifeng recovers, it would break the balance of the current Eastern Sea. Thinking of this, Shen Kongsheng smiled. What can this old man Beifeng do? He is old and extremely injured, he needs to spend a lot of time and energy in recuperating. It is nothing compared to Dragon Palace. He tried to devalue old man Beifeng while diverting the attention of the Immortals to Dragon Palace. This Dragon Palace is able to suppress and even enslave Zhang Shang. With it, when the 5 regions combine, we will have the power to resist the 4 other regions. He was trying to alert the other Immortals' sense of danger, to remind them that he, Shen Kongsheng, was their ally, their true enemies were the other 4 regions including Central Continent. Let's observe properly, according to our deductions, Dragon Palace should have a Dream Path Immortal GU in it, I hope Duke Long did not take it away. Shen Kongsheng added. The Immortals were silent, Shen Kongsheng made a lot of sense, his eloquence made his companions feel less envious now. Dragon Palace is basically ours now, what are we going to do now? Granny Rong asked. Once we subdue Dragon Palace, we will act together and help it enslave Zhang Shang. After that, Song Qiyuan pondered. Heavenly Court's reinforcements did not show up, it shows that their fight is very intense. Maybe we can help the others a little, even if it is Fang Yuan. That's right, Central Continent is the strongest among the 5 regions now, we need to weaken it. Hehe, who said that Heavenly Court has no reinforcements? A change occurred right at this moment. Zhang Yin, Granny Rong, Shi Miao, and Yang Ziyi suddenly attacked, targeting Song Qiyuan, Qing Yuan, Hua Kaiyun, and Shen Kongsheng. How could Song Qiyuan and the rest expect that their allies would suddenly attack them? They were all hit as they spat out blood and escaped. Rank 8 GU Immortals had immense foundation, their defenses were extremely thick, even though Zhang Yin and the rest attacked by surprise, they did not kill anyone. But that was enough. Song Qiyuan and the rest were moderately injured as they retreated away. Zhang Yin and the rest stood at the inner circle, defending Dragon Palace. Song Qiyuan and the rest were furious and shocked. Qing Yuan shouted. Zhang Yin, are the 4 of you insane? You want to take Dragon Palace for yourselves? Zhang Yin chuckled. All 4 of us are working together, we're not trying to monopolize it. Shen Kongsheng had a grim expression. Don't forget that we set an alliance agreement. You are breaking the agreement now, get ready for the backlash. Yang Ziyi had a plain tone but firm determination. Even if we die, we will protect Dragon Palace, you will not obtain it. Hua Kaiyun frowned instantly, saying lightly, something is wrong. Even though Zhang Yin and the rest were lone or demonic rank 8 immortals, they were still Eastern Sea people, even though they had some conflicts with Song Qiyuan and the other Super Forces leaders, it was too strange that they would risk their lives and even be willing to die to protect Dragon Palace. Why are you doing this? Song Qiyuan shouted. Zhang Yin and the rest started to smile creepily at the same time. Next, their bodies became taller, their hands and legs became claws, scales appeared on their skin, horns appeared on their forehead as their pupils became vertical slit pupils. Their appearances had changed drastically. Song Qiyuan and the rest were deeply astounded. Because these changes were similar to Duke Long's transformation. Qing Yuan could not contain his anger. You all gave up your superior statuses as humans to become these inferior variant human dragonmen. What do you know? Dragonman is the noble race, the future ruler of this heaven and earth. Humans are bound to be exterminated in this world. Zhang Yin and the rest spoke one by one. At this point, they shouted together, we are the guardians of Dragon Palace, the 4 dragon generals. Comment. Song Qiyuan and the rest were shocked until they were speechless. I get it now. Hua Kaiyun had a flash of inspiration, cold light shined in her eyes. The 4 of them were enslaved by Dragon Palace long ago, they fought against Duke Long earlier in Dragon Palace because that was their responsibility. After Duke Long took away Dragon Palace and refined it, he became their master, but this Duke Long is too crafty, he did not send them away, instead, they stayed by our side. Heavenly Court's reinforcements had arrived long ago, they came with us. Chapter 1726, Destiny Song. Hua Kai-yun couldn't help but smile bitterly. It turned out that although they seemed successful, this was just a huge trap meticulously set by Heavenly Court. Precisely so. Zhang Yin and the rest smiled calmly. Qing Yuan and the rest finally reacted. In order to assure us, you actually let me enslave old man Bei Feng, your schemes are truly deep. Shen Kongsheng said in a cold tone. This was not our intention, it was also not part of Lord Duke Long's plan. Zhang Yin shook his head. As the leader of the group, he said, do you know that everything that happened here was already part of Fairy Ziwei's deductions? She was the one who assigned us this task. Song Qiyuan's gaze landed on Dragon Palace again. So this means that the rank 8 Immortal GU house is actually an enslavement path Immortal GU house. It can actually enslave rank 8 GU Immortals, and even as many as 4. Even after that, it can still continue to suppress and enslave Di Zhangsheng throughout history. This has to be the #1 enslavement path Immortal GU house. Zhang Yin and the rest had a change of expression. Qing Yuan, Hua Kai-yun, and Shen Kongsheng looked at Song Qiyuan for a second, realizing that he had not given up. Even though there was this accident, Song Qiyuan and the rest were rank 8 GU Immortals, how could they give up so easily? Even though they were sneak attacked and got injured, their battle strength was still quite well preserved. If they continued to fight, there was still hope. It was not easy to sneak attack rank 8 GU Immortals. Most Immortal killer moves would release their aura when activated. Thus, Zhang Yin and the rest did not use any terrifying killer moves, they had a hard time concealing the aura of their killer moves to begin with. Methods that could conceal the aura of killer moves were very rare. Currently, only Southern Borders Wuyong had such methods. Others, including Heavenly Court's members, did not have any. Boom boom boom. Explosions resounded again. Song Qiyuan and the rest did not give up, they fought against Zhang Yin and the rest once more. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield, Bai Kangshui retreated alongside Chen Yi. Wuyong and the rest attacked, trying to force her away from the formation behind her, so as to kill these 2 rank 8s from Heavenly Court outside the formation. Bai Kangshui moved around in different directions, dodging fatal attacks time and again. Southern Borders Immortals gave her huge pressure, especially Wuyong. All of his killer moves, auras were concealed before they were unleashed. Bai Kangshui was very wary of him. Even if Wuyong did not attack, she had to keep her attention on him at all times. Let me down, you should escape. Chen Yi said. He was hit by the unorthodox farewell friend wind, he could not move and could only wait for his death. Right now, his clothes, eyebrows, and hair were vanishing, his limbs were also disappearing, the terrible might of farewell friend wind was about to completely erode his limbs, followed by his body. Thankfully, farewell friend wind did not spread among people, it only targeted Chen Yi, that gave Bai Kangshui the courage to protect him. You think I want to save you? Bai Kangshui transmitted secretly. Chen Yi was stunned. He suddenly realized. As he expected, Bai Kangshui continued. I am purposely doing this and pretending that I do not want to give up on you, to put myself in danger and attract the attention of the Southern Border Immortals, so that we can stall for time and let the others set up more immortal formations. You are definitely dying, but you can still be useful. I might die too, but we must stall for time. For Heavenly Court, for Central Continent, for the people in this world, so what if we sacrifice ourselves? Chen Yi was silent. He suddenly wanted to smile. At this moment, death seemed so insignificant. Even though he was someone obsessed with authority, he was also someone who upheld humanity's righteousness. He was like Bai Kangshui, he did not fear sacrifice. If not for this, Fairy Ziwei would not have made him a member of Heavenly Court. But Chen Yi could not smile, his face showed even more pain and bitterness. He needed to act, to cooperate with Bai Kangshui and deceive the Southern Border Immortals. Let me be useful at the final moment of my life. Chen Yi spoke openly, he was resolved to die. But at this moment, he heard a song playing by his ears. In such an intense fight, who would have the mood to sing? Chen Yi was stunned before his attention was fully drawn to the song. Bai Kangshui, Wuyong, and the rest were in the same situation as him. The singing voice was illusory and deep, it was filled with conflict and was very unique. Initially, the song was like a small stream of water in the mountains, flowing slowly. Gradually, the stream turned into flowing lava that expanded the river's width. In the range of mountains, it sounded like a dragon's roaring echo. At the same time, the river of lava on the mountain turned into a raging tide, Swish swish swish, ebb and flow, it continued without stopping. The lava and waves collided, reacting and creating steam that covered the entire sky. The steam condensed into clouds that wanted to fly towards the high heavens. Suddenly, lightning struck and thunder roared. The lightning bolts landed on the clouds as the immortals felt like they had fallen from the sky. They felt a sense of hollowness in their hearts. Phantom or real, high or low, being proud and confident at times, feeling lost and desperate during disasters. Bending one's back at times, spreading one's words at times. In the battlefield, all conflict had ceased. Everyone was engrossed in the song, they forgot everything else. But suddenly, the song stopped. Everyone woke up immediately. Kai Kuyu had a solemn expression. What song is this? It is terrifying. It actually made all of us so engrossed in it without resistance. Chao Ji Kai had a pale face as he said with lingering fear, thankfully it stopped, otherwise, none of us would have gotten free, we would have been hit badly. What song is this? Yi Hao Fang asked. A rank 8 GU immortal walked out of the formation. He wore a red and white robe. He had extreme elegance as he smiled. This is my newly created destiny song. It was Feng Ju Zhe. HMPH, destiny. You talk big. Ba Shi Ba snored coldly. Unbelievable. This destiny song actually saved my life. Chen Yi cheered. He only had his body and head left, but farewell friend Wind had stopped. Even though his injuries were severe, Chen Yi's life was not over. The southern border immortals were dazed. Wu Yong's farewell friend Wind was rank 8. Feng Juji's destiny song used fate armor as the core, it was also rank 8. You again. Wu Yong stared at Feng Juzhe with deep anger. Last time, he wanted to kill Fang Yuan but Feng Juzhe saved him. This time, he wanted to kill Chen Yi but Feng Juzhe stopped him yet again. Twice, Feng Juzhe had ruined Wu Yong's plans twice. And these were two crucial timings. Even with Wu Yong's supreme disposition and ability to endure any circumstance, he could not help but become very angry. Feng Juzhe, you are truly an unrivaled genius. Wu Yong squinted his eyes. His voice was cold as a blizzard, it could send a chill down someone's spine. Come, show me everything you've got, I'll take you on myself. Saying so, an intense wind blew. This was Wu Yong's unlimited wind, it had been ravaging the battlefield, like a huge pillar supporting heaven and earth. This move expended 10,000 of Wu Yong's wind path Dao marks. Unlimited wind was unceasing and grand, it approached Feng Juzhe and the rest with divine might. Feng Juzhe smiled bitterly. Lord Wu Yong is truly powerful, I have no choice but to avoid you. Bai Kang Shui grabbed Chen Yi. It is time, let's go. Behind the three, the formation expanded, they were successful in retreating back into the formation. Once they were inside the formation, Feng Juzhe spit out a mouthful of blood, his face was pale as paper, he was standing shakily. What happened? Bai Kang Shui quickly supported him. Feng Juzhe smiled with an ugly expression, his breathing was very weak. My destiny song was only created in a rush, I have not even finished half my song. Because I had no choice but to use it this time, I suffered heavy injuries as a result. Brother Feng risked your life to save me, I will never forget this debt of gratitude. Chen Yi sighed. Right now, Central Continent is in chaos, Southern Borders immortals are here with vengeance, I save you for the sake of Central Continent. Feng Juzhe shook his head. Chen Yi looked at Feng Juzhe and Bai Kang Shui. Thinking of their relentless actions, he laughed with heroism. No matter how dangerous it is, with people like us that do not fear sacrifice or death, Central Continent will definitely win, Heavenly Court will emerge victorious. Heavenly Court. Fairy Ziwei who had been observing infallible blessed land let out a breath of air as she smiled. Truly incredible, Feng Juzhe and Destiny Song. Fairy Ziwei knew about Heavenly Court's plan for Destiny GU. Longevity Heaven was also ambitious towards it. Earlier, Heavenly Court wanted to obtain fortune rivaling Heaven Immortal GU, while now, Longevity Heaven was after Fate GU, they were all trying to obtain Destiny GU. However, the one who took a big step in this direction was not the two supreme forces, but a lone GU Immortal. Feng Juzhe, Fairy Ziwei muttered. Even though she had always thought highly of his talent and ability, she realized now that she had vastly underestimated him. Chen Yi's sacrifice was certain in Fairy Ziwei's perspective. Because farewell friend Wind could not be undone, unless they had defended against it beforehand. To think that this rule was overridden by Feng Juzhe today. In history, there had never been any case of farewell friend Wind being broken. Undeniably, after Assimilation Wind Song, Feng Juzhe has written history once again. Comment. Emperor City Battlefield. A wave of cheers resounded in Emperor City. The final competition of Central Continent's Refinement Path Convention had ended. This meant that this was no longer Heavenly Court's weakness. The Western Desert GU Immortals who sensed this quickly retreated, they wanted to escape. They did not manage to destroy Emperor City or the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. Everything has ended. Sigh, Heavenly Court succeeded in the end. Western Desert's GU Immortals were dejected. It was not easy to retreat now. Central Continent was supported with heroes among people, they could not escape so easily. Fang Yuan had a heavy heart. He had tried his best but there was no helping it. Heavenly Court's methods were truly out of his expectations, he could not handle them. In the end, Heavenly Court's foundation was too deep, Fang Yuan was not their match. Even though he had obtained many venerable inheritances, through plunder his strength also grew rapidly at an unprecedented speed. Heavenly Court and Central Continent had gone through 3 million years of accumulation, it was nurtured by the efforts of countless generations of elites. Chapter 1727, Killing Fang Yuan to Save the World. Fang Yuan's achievements were due to his own hard work and also the help of many predecessors. Heavenly Court and Central Continent were the same, it was not strange that they could defend against Fang Yuan and Western Desert's Immortals. This was their strength and foundation, countless generations of people in Central Continent and Heavenly Court had achieved this. Their hard work was undeniable be it past or present. There is no choice, I need to retreat. Fang Yuan thought. Li Huang and Qing Yi were trying hard to stall Fang Yuan, but with his methods, he was confident of breaking out. Fang Yuan no longer had any intention of destroying Emperor City. At this point, it was useless. Furthermore, Central Continent's GU Immortals were protecting it, it was too hard to destroy it now. But at this moment, there was a loud sound. The earth cracked open as a huge earth trench emerged from the north to south, devouring all forests or mountains in its path at an extreme speed. And of all coincidences, Emperor City was right ahead of this expanding earth trench. Oh no, protect Emperor City, this was out of everyone's expectations. Central Continent's Immortals were busy as they quickly tried to protect Emperor City. But the might of heaven was unpredictable, earth trenches were not normally formed, they were created because the earth veins of the 5 regions were combining. This was such a grand power of heaven and earth, how could a bunch of GU Immortals resist it? Thus, Central Continent's GU Immortals could only watch as the earth trench devoured Emperor City. Emperor City was unable to fly, it was huge and as the ground cracked, it fell into the earth trench, disintegrating continuously. In this huge city, there were nearly 1 million people. There were countless GU masters, they were all elites gathered from all over the world. Especially when this gathering was meant to resist Fang Yuan's luck, there were many people with strong luck gathered here. Yi Fan and Hong Yi were part of this group, there were many others similar to them. Quickly save them, Li Huang shouted. Ha ha ha, wishful thinking. Fang Yuan attacked. He was in Emperor Yama form now, it was easy to use Soul Path killer moves. Fang Yuan dived into the crowd of 1 million, he saw Hong Yi and Yi Fan, these two were luck connected to him, it was no wonder that his luck was suppressed all along. Immortal killer move, Luo Po Seal. Immortal killer move, Spring Scissors. Immortal killer move, Summer Fan. Fang Yuan first used Luo Po Seal before turning into the immemorial Year Monkey and using 2-time path killer moves. No, Li Huang could not block Fang Yuan's vicious attack in such a rush, he shouted angrily but could only watch as countless lifeforms died in Fang Yuan's hands. Among them were the elites who took part in the finals of the Refinement Path competition. Hong Yi and Yi Fan were not spared. Fang Yuan, as a Grand Rank 8 GU Immortal, you actually slaughtered mortals. You are so vicious and evil, you should die, you deserve death. Qing Yi's eyes were bloodshot and red, he was incomparably angry as he charged at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's attack caused huge losses to Central Continent. Qing Yi knew that this Emperor City was an important location of Central Continent, it had human path arrangements that attracted and nurtured generations of elites. With the accumulation over time, there was an abundance of human chi here, it was the greatest breeding ground of GU Immortals. Central Continent followed the sect system after all, it was not like the other regions. Emperor City produced many talented people, they were all geniuses with abundant luck. If these people obtained sufficient resources and grew properly, there was a high chance of becoming GU Immortals. In the future, during the 5 regions chaotic war, many GU Immortals would die, these people were GU Immortal seeds for Central Continent so they could produce more Immortals in the future. Fang Yuan's attack almost wiped out people in the city, he killed a good portion of Central Continent's seeds, their potential during the war was greatly lowered. The losses were too severe, how could Li Huang and Qing Yi not feel enraged, they wanted to tear Fang Yuan to shreds. After Hong Yi, Yi Fan, and a bunch of talents died, Fang Yuan felt a sensation of relief. He knew that his luck path was starting to show its advantage. Taking a final look at the lingering pieces of the descending emperor city and the corpses that he created, Fang Yuan retreated rapidly. Li Huang, Qing Yi, and the immortal Ji houses started to chase after him relentlessly. Demon, demon, he almost killed everyone in the city, my family was inside. Kill him, rid the world of this great harm. Central Continent's Ji immortals were full of rage and killing intent. Fang Yuan laughed maniacally, can you stop me? They could not. While Fang Yuan could not do anything to these Central Continent people, their immortal Ji houses and the rank 8 Ji immortals could not blockade Fang Yuan even though they could encircle Western Desert's immortal Ji houses. Unless they used an immortal Ji formation or an immortal battlefield killer move. But in this short time, how could they set it up? Even if they could set up an immortal Ji formation or battlefield, unless they could kill Fang Yuan rapidly, with his wisdom path attainment and powerful methods, he could escape. Zhou Shangxin's death was the best evidence. Not only could they not trap him, Fang Yuan could even retaliate. Boom! With a strong attack, Fang Yuan almost dismantled an immortal Ji house. Ji Fang Zheng was inside this house, he was breaking out in cold sweat from fear. This immortal Ji house quickly moved back to heal, while the other immortal Ji houses moved to fill up the gap. Fang Yuan looked at this house regrettably, even though he did not know that Fang Zheng was inside, his intuition told him that if he destroyed it, he would benefit greatly. Fang Zheng's existence was a type of restraint and burden on him. Fang Yuan, Fang Yuan. At this time, Bing Sai Chuan contacted him again. Bing Sai Chuan, you still have the face to contact me. Today's loss was because of you. Fang Yuan showed an angry expression. The truth was, even though Central Continent's heavenly court had deep foundation, it was still at a disadvantage against all 4 other regions. However, Central Continent's people's united hearts made them a collective force, while the other 4 regions had their own agendas, even though they were strong, they could not work together. And in fact, all 4 regions preserved their strength. For example, even though Eastern Sea attacked with many rank 8s, they did not mobilize many rank 7 Ji immortals or immortal Ji houses. Western Desert sent rank 6 and 7 Ji immortals as well as immortal Ji houses but did not send rank 8 Ji immortals. Many experts like Shi Clan's first Supreme Elder did not join the battle, they were staying in Western Desert. Bing Sai Chuan sighed bitterly. I cannot hold on much longer, we suffered huge losses but there is still a chance. That is infallible blessed land. Originally, Heavenly Court used human path methods to host the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. Its goal was to use the countless refinement failures to create the success Tao marks in infallible blessed land. Right now, Fate Ji had not fully recovered, it still lacked the final batch of success Tao marks. Even though the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention was completed, the final batch of success Tao marks was still being produced, it was going to take some time before it was transported to Heavenly Court. This was because infallible blessed land was surrounded in immortal formations now. Even though these immortal formations stopped the attacks of southern borders immortals, it also created problems for the transportation of success Tao marks. Comment. After hearing Bing Sai Chuan's explanation, Fang Yuan's mood brightened up. It seems that infallible blessed land is our last hope. Fang Yuan did not hesitate, he turned around and went towards infallible blessed land instead. Behind him, Li Huang and the rest including the immortal Ji houses chased with determination. Infallible blessed land battlefield. Unlimited wind was like a tall pillar sweeping everything in its path, it tried to destroy Heavenly Court's immortal formation with an unstoppable advancement. The immortal formation shot out with golden light, resisting it fully. Wu Yang and the rest had solemn expressions. Rank 8 Ji immortal Kai Kuyu said in a low tone, unbelievable, their immortal Ji formations were also amplified. What kind of human path methods actually created these countless white lights? Immortal formations were immortal killer moves in essence, they were manipulated by Ji immortals. Since Ji immortals were boosted by heroes among people, immortal formations were naturally powered up too. Wu Yang expended his own foundation to create the powerful killer move, unlimited wind, even though he still had the advantage now, his gains were smaller than before. It seems that we need to cooperate with the outside if we want to destroy the formation. We'll leave the outside to unlimited wind, we need to find the weak point from the inside. Yi Haofang said with deep concentration. Ba Shiba pondered. Times are different now, earlier we attacked by surprise and caught them off guard. But a long time has passed already, we need to be wary of Heavenly Court's reinforcements. Thus, we need some people to stay outside the formation. Everyone agreed with Ba Shiba's words. Even though unlimited wind was powerful, it was just a killer move. Killer moves were fixed, but people could think. Wu Yang had a heavy heart. Because they could not destroy the formation rapidly, their sneak attack failed, they had to use brute force now. Even though Heavenly Court lost many formations in the meantime, they might have lost Immortal Gu but their foundation was untouched. Chen Yi was meant to die, but Feng Juzhe actually managed to save him. Wu Yang knew that the longer this went on, the more disadvantageous it was for them. They needed to split up now, a group would enter while the rest stayed outside. Of course, that would mean that they could not work together, their efficiency in destroying the formation would be much lower. If Heavenly Court's reinforcements arrive, they would also face greater pressure. Wu Yang sighed to himself, even though there were great problems in splitting up, they had to do it. If only we had more people with us, even though I became the Southern Alliance leader, I cannot mobilize too many people. With the 3 rank 8s that we have, this is already the best outcome. Wu Yang breathed in deeply, he started to make arrangements. Kai Kuyu had the highest formation path attainment, he naturally had to go inside. Wu Yang had the #1 battle strength, he also had to go into the formation, to protect Kai Kuyu and also to fight against strong enemies inside. Meanwhile, Yi Haofang and Ba Shiba cultivated transformation path and rule path respectively, they could stay outside. After all, Heavenly Court's reinforcements might be powerful, letting 2 rank 8s stay outside was safer. Right when Southern Border's GU Immortals discussed their next action, there was a commotion. Wu Yang's expression changed, he looked towards the north, saying softly, "Someone's coming." There were quite a lot of people. They were led by 3 rank 8s. An old man carrying a walking cane, he had a kind aura and was the former first Supreme Elder of Northern Plains Yao tribe, and the current South Desolation Immortal of Longevity Heaven, Yao Huang. The second person wore a white robe, he had thick hair, a long and tall body, he was the first Supreme Elder of Northern Plains Baizu tribe, Heavenly Lord Baizu. The third wore a tall crown and golden cape, he had incredible disposition, it was Gong tribe's external Supreme Elder, Prince Feng Xian. Those after them were all elites among immortals. There were Domination Immortal Chu Du, Toad Fiend Immortal Nu Qian, Spear Deity Yuan Rang Zun, Wealth Devouring Boy Nian Fu, and others. Northern Plains GU Immortals gathered towards the Southern Border Immortals. "Friends from Northern Plains, what do you want?" Wu Yang asked loudly. Yao Huang chuckled as he said, "The enemy is before us, we would like to work together with you and attack Heavenly Court." Wu Yang laughed loudly, Heavenly Court's reinforcements did not come, instead, he gained some new allies. Chapter 1728. Agreeing to ally with Fang Yuan. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield, what formation is this? Wu Yang asked. Beside him were the 2 rank 8s, Yi Haofang and Kai Kuyu, followed by Southern Border's band of rank 7 elites. Not far away stood the leader Yao Huang, followed by the Northern Plains immortals such as Heavenly Lord Baizu and Chu Du. After some discussion, both sides made a temporary agreement, they decided to cooperate and attack Heavenly Court. But this was the first time they were working together, the alliance agreement was quite relaxed, they were still wary of each other. Despite this, Wu Yang was already quite satisfied. Southern Border and Northern Plains are cooperating, this is an unprecedented event in history. With the help of Northern Plains, we will not lack numbers. Even if Heavenly Court sends reinforcements, Ba Shiba and Prince Feng Xian who are outside will be able to last for a while, we will have enough reaction time. Wu Yang thought to himself. Beside him, Kai Kuyu spoke, this should be a new formation, I have never seen any records of this. Wu Yang nodded as he purposely spoke loudly, in that case, we can only explore and probe this formation. Over at Northern Plains, Yao Huang heard this as he smiled while grasping his walking cane. Southern Border allies, wait a while and recover first. My side has just arrived, we are in good condition, we will do the probing. Wu Yang showed delight on his face, he cupped his fist. The bravery of Northern Plains is known to all, we will wait here and recover, if anything happens, we will definitely lend a hand. Yao Huang nodded as he instructed someone to explore the formation. This batch of Northern Plains GU Immortals were purposely chosen by Bing Sai Chuan. After receiving orders, Yao Huang gathered these people in the name of Longevity Heaven and brought them here. Before this, Bing Sai Chuan had already brought Calamity Luck Altar and his comrades to attack Heavenly Court. It was not that Bing Sai Chuan had purposely diverted his forces, but he had his reservations. Attacking Heavenly Court was an important matter, it needed to be kept secret. He was afraid that if they expanded the numbers and called too many people, the invasion would fail, they would get exposed and end up losing the battle in the end. Thus, Bing Sai Chuan only chose the few people he trusted the most. And undoubtedly, his decision was correct. Because Prince Feng Xian was the spy of Spirit Affinity House, he was one of the most successful spies in terms of status. The Northern Plains group was naturally led by Yao Huang. After losing in Heavenly Court, Bing Sai Chuan sent out orders to Yao Huang first, before contacting Fang Yuan. Yao Huang knew how important this mission was, because the hope of getting Fate Gu from Heavenly Court was getting slimmer now. Infallible Blessed Land had become the most important battlefield. As long as they destroyed it, Heavenly Court's plan of repairing Fate Gu would be foiled. This way, Heavenly Court would need to try and restore Fate Gu once more. The longer this dragged on, the more hope there was for the four regions. Thus, Yao Huang and Southern Border's Immortals joined forces with great sincerity. Wu Yong purposely spoke loudly. Yao Huang knew his intentions and quickly offered to help. It was his display of sincerity. Heavenly Court was united in ideals, Central Continent had people's united hearts, while Southern Border and Northern Plains had joined hands for the first time ever. This was truly a new page of history, despite both of them not trusting each other fully yet. In order to succeed in this attack on Heavenly Court's formation, both sides cooperated earnestly. Northern Plains sent none other than wealth-devouring boy Nian Fu. This person had a child's appearance, he had peak rank 7 battle strength and cultivated space path, he was able to protect himself. This formation was not ordinary, it was like an underground cave. The cave was huge and the GU Immortals were like ants, there were countless stalagmites and stalactites that hung down from the ceiling or protruded from the ground like growing grass. They had all sorts of color and emitted a light that was a dazzling sight. Nian Fu carefully went into the formation under everyone's observation. He was famous in Northern Plains, he cultivated space path and moved unhindered around battlefields, he was able to preserve his life in dangerous situations and even earn huge profits from it, gaining an immense wealth. This was also why he was called Wealth-Devouring Boy. But at this moment, Nian Fu was very alert, he did not dare to be careless. This was Heavenly Court's formation, any accident in his life would end here. Nian Fu entered the formation as it started to activate, the stalactite and stalagmite started to grow as the rainbow lights enveloped Nian Fu. In everyone's perspective, this underground cave created by the formation was like a fierce beast opening its mouth, it was shutting its mouth now, countless stalactites and stalagmites joined together and wanted to chew this Nian Fu into bits of flesh. Nian Fu was very alert, upon sensing this problem, he turned around and ran. The rainbow light was very troublesome, it hindered his movement ability, it could even penetrate his defense. This rainbow light is the exquisite 7 orifices formation, let's quickly attack the light and help Nian Fu to escape before it's too late. Kai Kuyu saw something amiss as he quickly shouted. Southern Borders and Northern Plains Immortals worked together as killer moves erupted. Nian Fu received a lot of help as he narrowly avoided the gathering of the rainbow light, returning to the main group. So close, without all of you, I would have died in there. Nian Fu felt great after fear. Your face, suddenly, Nu Qian pointed at Nian Fu's face, showing a look of terror. What is it? Nian Fu touched his own face but felt a hard jade stone texture. You were still hit. It seems that this formation is not a simple exquisite 7 orifices formation, there is also the jade spike formation. Black Extremity said. Northern Plains Longevity Heaven had 4 Desolation Immortals and 8 Extremities. Among which, Black Extremity was skilled in formation path, he had incredible talent and had once cheated old ancestor Shui Hu by disguising as Sun Ming Lu. Black Extremity's words received Kai Kuyu's acknowledgement, this is likely a combination formation made from exquisite 7 orifices formation and jade spike formation. Then how do we break it? Wu Yong looked at the permeating rainbow light and countless stalactites and stalagmites as he said. Kai Kuyu smiled confidently, with just the few of us, it is very hard to break this formation. But with the friends of Northern Plains here, this is merely a troublesome issue. Right when Southern Border and Northern Plains joined forces, Feng Yuan was also fighting against Qingyi and Li Huang. This human path killer move is truly troublesome. Feng Yuan's eyes shined with a cold flickering light. Li Huang and Qingyi were boosted by killer move heroes among people, they pursued Feng Yuan relentlessly. As for those Immortal GU House, only 2 remained chasing Feng Yuan, while the rest were either dealing with Western Deserts Immortals or saving the Central Continent GU Masters in the Earth Trench. After getting the information from Bing Sai Chuan, Feng Yuan flew with rapid speed, but the direction was the opposite, he went further and further away from Infallible Blessed Land. It is time. Fang Yuan suddenly waved his sleeves as countless Yama children flew out. Immortal killer move, familiar face. Fang Yuan, who was in Emperor Yama form, quickly transformed into a Yama child as he mixed in with the crowd. Fang Yuan, where do you think you're going? Li Huang shouted. He was covered in a blazing cloak, burning with intense flames. You were hit by the investigative killer move, how can you escape through this method? Qing Yi snickered in his white robe. The two immortal GU houses were quite lost, but these two heavenly court rank 8s targeted Fang Yuan's main body instead. Evidently, Central Continent's heavenly court had already started to make countermeasures against Fang Yuan's familiar face. So troublesome. Without a choice, Fang Yuan ascended to heaven, entering White Heaven. Rank 9 Immortal Killer Move, Heaven Form. Using this move, Fang Yuan quickly found a bunch of black-white overturning clouds. Oh no, stop him. Destroy these overturning clouds. Li Huang and Qing Yi had rich battle experiences, they could tell that Fang Yuan was trying to use the clouds to escape. Fang Yuan laughed heartily. Why don't you try and deduce my main body again? Immortal Killer Move, Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon. This was a fusion move that comprised Ancient Sword Dragon Transformation, Myriad Self, Yama Child, Emperor Yama, and Familiar Face. It was also one of Fang Yuan's greatest achievements in his killer move modification a while back. Once the killer move was used, a loud explosion occurred as countless black dragon-shaped soul beasts flew out. These soul beasts had silver-white claws, teeth, horns, and scales. They were emitting an eerie sword chi at all times. Countless ghost dragons flew in the sky, some attacked the pursuers while the rest continued to fly aimlessly in a chaotic manner. Such an amazing method. After a brief fight, Li Huang and Qing Yi's expressions changed. This killer move was threatening to them, especially when the ghost dragons self-detonate. They had incredible might, there was the explosive force of the soul beast, and also the rampaging sword chi that gave it extraordinary power. Li Huang wore his verdant sun flame cloak, but it could not hold up. After tens of self-detonations, the cloak was flickering, the flames had weakened tremendously. Qing Yi was in an even more pitiful state. He tried to defend himself as he thought to himself in great shock, how can this move be so powerful? This was only natural. Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon had the same weakness and price as Wu Yang's Unlimited Wind. It expended the Dao marks of the GU Immortal permanently. However, Unlimited Wind used 10,000 Dao marks each time, while Fang Yuan's Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon used 4,000 Soul Path Dao marks per use. Li Huang and Qing Yi were busy defending themselves while Fang Yuan used the opportunity to escape into the black-white overturning clouds. After going from White Heaven to Black Cloud, Fang Yuan immediately destroyed the cloud as he used Fixed Immortal Travel as the core to activate a killer move. After a few breaths of time, he vanished on the spot, arriving in Infallible Blessed Land. To think that Infallible Blessed Land was here. Fang Yuan sighed. Since Bing Sai Chuan called him, he naturally gave him the location of Infallible Blessed Land. This place was not like the Stone Lotus Island or Dragon Whale Grotto Heaven. Fang Yuan could enter using his killer move. Fang Yuan's appearance triggered the alertness of the Southern Border and Northern Plains Army. Me. Fang Yuan snorted coldly. The GU Immortal asking him was full of cold sweat. He felt a strong pressure. Even before Fang Yuan answered, he had already realized this. He regretted his action of asking in reflex almost immediately. After all, Fang Yuan was the fiercest demon currently renowned in the 5 regions. Fang Yuan quickly observed the battlefield. The giant tornado that supported heaven and earth, Unlimited Wind, was the thing that attracted his attention the most. Next, he looked at Prince Feng Xian for a second before turning to Ba Shiba and the other defending GU Immortals. You are here. Chu Du was moderately injured. He flew towards Fang Yuan and greeted. Prince Feng Xian and Ba Shiba looked at Fang Yuan with a complex expression. Li Huang and the rest had chased Fang Yuan too relentlessly. He only managed to find a chance to teleport here after so long. Right now, Wu Yang and Yao Huang had not only broken the Jade Spike Exquisite formation, they had also gone past the next 2 formations. They were stuck at the 4th now. Chu Du displayed incredible worth during the 2nd formation, but he was injured as a result. Because Fang Yuan was coming, he stayed outside to wait for him. With Bing Sai Chuan's arrangements, Northern Plains side knew that Fang Yuan was coming. That also meant that the Southern Border Immortals knew as well. Fang Yuan created huge chaos in Northern Plains and Southern Border. The Righteous Path forces of both regions had suffered losses due to him. Northern Plains' 88 Truyong building was destroyed by Fang Yuan, while many of Southern Border, Righteous Path super forces were extorted by him. But now, they were all cooperating against a common enemy, Heavenly Court. No matter how strong the formation is, how can it obstruct my path? Time is pressing, I won't explain further, open a path for me, I am going to detonate the pure dream reality seeker physique bodies. Fang Yuan nodded towards Chudu as he attacked the formation, not wasting any time. Chudu and the rest were overjoyed, they waited for Fang Yuan and were willing to cooperate with him because of this. Fang Yuan had dream path methods, as long as he detonated the pure dream reality seeker physique bodies and spread the dream realm, this formation would break without fail. Fang Yuan's arrival was soon found out by Yao Huang and the rest. Yao Huang took a glance at Wu Yang and the rest, asking purposely, "Oh, Fang Yuan is here already." Wu Yang's expression froze slightly, before he turned to Yao Huang. "Let Fang Yuan undergo the alliance agreement first, then tell him that I am willing to forego our feuds and cooperate temporarily." Chapter 1729. 9 consecutive unceasing formation. Because of Yao Huang's notice, Wu Yang was mentally prepared that Fang Yuan was coming. He was an ambitious person, even though he had deep enmity with Fang Yuan, Heavenly Court was the common foe now. Dealing with Heavenly Court and preventing Fate Gu from being fully repaired would give Wu Yang the greatest benefits, for this sake, he could put down his feuds and cooperate with Fang Yuan now. Friend Wu Yang is truly wise and clear-headed. Yao Huang praised. Immediately after, Kai Kuyu and the rest also resounded. Not just alliance leader Wu Yang, the super forces of southern border are also willing to resist Heavenly Court with Fang Yuan ignoring our past feuds. Fang Yuan had killed many southern border GU immortal captives for his own gains, but they were also making the same decision now for the sake of the big picture. They were being logical, but the bigger reason was that this situation was truly dangerous, and Heavenly Court was very powerful. Bing Sai Chuan not only told Yao Huang and Fang Yuan about Heavenly Court's current situation, the information was also given to Wu Yang and the rest. This made the Southern Alliance immortals even clearer about their current situation. Heavenly Court and Emperor City were hopeless already, the only chance of victory was here. Only by using their time well and destroying the formation rapidly could they prevent the final batch of success Dao marks from being sent to Heavenly Court, that would force them to hold the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention once again. Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies, go destroy this formation. At this time, Fang Yuan sent several Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies towards the formation. In the current era, Dream Path was still underdeveloped, there were only several seeds, it had not grown yet. Against the corrosion of the Dream Realm, almost all immortal GU formations, regardless of ranks, could not block it. Unless it was an immortal formation possessing Dream Path GU worms, or had relevant Dream Path methods to block that corrosion. But right when the Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies got close to the formation, a change occurred. Immortal Killer Move, Shatter Dream. Immortal Killer Move, Pure Dream Reality Seeker Transformation. With the use of 2 killer moves, Fang Yuan's Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies shattered at the first moment, they started to spread towards the surroundings. Next, these shattered dream realms gathered into new Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies as they attacked Fang Yuan instead. Fang Yuan's pupils shrunk. He was secretly shocked. He did not expect that Heavenly Court would obtain such methods already. Even though he knew it was a matter of time, he did not think it would be so fast. But soon, his dejected feelings vanished, he regained his calm and icy temperament. Thoughts appeared and clashed in his mind, he rapidly tried to think of a solution to this. They can actually reverse my control over the Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies and the transformation. Is it because Spectral Soul Demon Venerable was captured and his memories were obtained by them? Fang Yuan was approached by several Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies as he quickly retreated. He had many powerful killer moves but against the Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies, they were quite lackluster. This move was quite invincible in this world. Back then, Heaven Overseeing Tower and even Duke Long and Purple Mountain True Monarch were forced to avoid the Dream Realm. But thankfully, Fang Yuan was not helpless. Inside the Sovereign Immortal Aperture, the Time Path clone was bathed in the light of wisdom, it continued to make deductions for him. Even though Fang Yuan did not have Shatter Dream Killer move to deal with the Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies, he was very familiar with the killer move Pure Dream Reality Seeker Transformation. Even Heavenly Court could not truly comprehend Pure Dream Reality Seeker Transformation in just a few years. The likely reason was that they had obtained Spectral Soul's memories. Precisely so, Fang Yuan could use his original Pure Dream Reality Seeker killer move to retaliate and use the Light of Wisdom to create a counter-killer move instead. The Time Path clone's deductions will take some time. Fang Yuan considered his countermeasures as he flew into the sky. Several Pure Dream Reality Seeker Physique Bodies chased him relentlessly, while a few went towards Unlimited Wind and the other GU Immortals. The pure dream reality seeker physique body's self-detonated as unlimited wind was greatly affected, its power was falling rapidly. Prince Feng Xian and the rest had no choice but to dodge. Fang Yuan contacted Wu Yong, but his first sentence made Wu Yong shook. Northern Plains Prince Feng Xian is a spy of Heavenly Court. Wu Yong attacked the formation as he asked, "Evidence?" "My words themselves are evidence. In this situation, I have no reason to lie." Fang Yuan immediately answered, "I do not have enough dream realms now. I need to gather more dream realms from southern border and create pure dream reality seeker physique bodies to fight. Quickly inform the GU Immortals there to support me." Fang Yuan and Heavenly Court were opposing enemies. His accusation towards Prince Feng Xian had no evidence, but it was like he said, his words were clear evidence. After all, the world knew about his spring-autumn cicada. This secret had once caused Fang Yuan great problems when it was exposed, but now, it gained Wu Yong's trust. At the crucial moment, Wu Yong did not hesitate. Since he was working with Fang Yuan already, they might as well enter a deeper cooperation. Heavenly Court was the true enemy now. "All right, I will tell the others, you can go now." At this moment, Wu Yong felt a complex emotion. He had never thought that one day, he would purposely give the orders to receive Fang Yuan's arrival. At this moment, Kai Kuyu's voice resounded in Wu Yong's ears. "I have already deciphered this formation, quickly attack this place, it is the true formation core." Wu Yong was overjoyed. He forgot about Fang Yuan for a moment as he gave orders to attack the location that Kai Kuyu pointed out. After destroying the formation core, this formation became much slower and duller. Black Extremity Sun Minglu looked at them with great admiration and surprise. After entering the formation, Kai Kuyu had always outperformed him and comprehended the profundities of the formations using a shorter time. He had no choice but to feel admiration. "We should follow Lord Kai Kuyu's arrangements. Let's assist these southern border allies." Black Extremity put down his competitive spirit as he suggested towards Yao Huang, who was beside him. Yao Huang frowned but agreed. Fang Yuan easily got rid of his pursuers. These pure dream reality seeker physique bodies were inferior to Li Huang and Qing Yi. Using fixed Immortal Travel's killer move, Fang Yuan went back to southern border and obtained a large number of dream realms. With them, he created more pure dream reality seeker physique bodies and went for Heavenly Court's formation. In this situation, dealing with the enemy's pure dream reality seeker physique bodies was secondary. The main goal was to destroy the formation and stop Heavenly Court from repairing Fate GU. Fang Yuan had never forgotten his true motive. However, all the pure dream reality seeker physique bodies who got close to the formation shattered and were turned into enemies as they attacked Fang Yuan once again. Furthermore, these pure dream reality seeker physique bodies could communicate. Fang Yuan's side was suffering more losses than gains. These situations started to make Fang Yuan realize, it seems that Heavenly Court has already modified the pure dream reality seeker physique bodies. At this time, Wu Yong transmitted, "Fang Yuan, continue to send more pure dream reality seeker physique bodies at the formation. We have already found many flaws of the formation." Fang Yuan thought in his mind, it seems that Heavenly Court did not truly merge dream path methods with this formation. Each time they deal with my pure dream reality seeker physique bodies, they are also disrupting with the formation's operations itself, causing flaws to form. These flaws were simply too obvious to Kai Kuyu and Black Extremity. Using these chances, Wu Yong and the rest attacked with great results. But this way, Fang Yuan's dream realms would continuously be turned into Heavenly Court's resources. They will gain an increasing number of pure dream reality seeker physique bodies. It seems that I really need to unravel their pure dream reality seeker physique bodies. Fang Yuan's heart sank slightly. This was a problem that he could not avoid resolving. It was not that he did not want to enter the formation to help out, but there were already Kai Kuyu, Wu Yong, and others. With his monopoly over dream path methods, he was much needed outside. Fang Yuan started to fight against these pure dream reality seeker physique bodies. At the same time, he transmitted to the rest, "There is an important thing now, Heavenly Court's human path killer move. Can anyone get rid of these white lights?" Nobody answered. In the end, Yi Haofang answered dejectedly, "Human path's specialty is in support, because human path Dao marks will not interrupt other paths, Dao marks or conflict with them. Unless we use human path methods that are at least rank 8, we cannot resolve this." Yi Haofang cultivated transformation path, but he was also very skilled at supporting others. This was because of his signature killer move, human transformation. With his words, Fang Yuan gave up on this aspect. They could not unravel heroes among people, while Prince Feng Xian was also a huge threat. Fang Yuan, Wu Yong, and the rest did not want to expose him for now. Killing a rank 8 was too difficult. They might as well pretend to not know and focus on breaking the formation instead. Preventing Heavenly Court from succeeding was more important. As time passed, Fang Yuan finally gained some breakthrough in his deductions. He took a risk and captured an enemy pure dream reality seeker physique body successfully, experimenting on it. This is actually a complete pure dream reality seeker physique body. It has been modified entirely. It is now truly the 11th extreme physique. Fang Yuan sighed at his great gains. He quickly modified pure dream reality seeker transformation as he started to learn Heavenly Court's method. As his pure dream reality seeker physique bodies became modified again, they accompanied Wu Yang and Yao Huang, destroying many formations in succession. There are still more. Yao Huang frowned deeply. One formation after another formation, it was as if Heavenly Court had an unlimited number of formations. This scene made Wu Yang and the rest feel a little dejected. Strange, how can Heavenly Court possibly set up so many immortal formations? Unless, Black Extremity hesitated. Kai Kuyu pondered as he said, I understand, this is the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation, this name is quite familiar. Wu Yang had a bad feeling. Kai Kuyu sighed. Legend says that star constellation Immortal Venerable predicted Heavenly Court's problem in the future and set up the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. When Limitless Demon Venerable attacked Heavenly Court, he entered this formation and only broke out after destroying 100 formations. This formation is actually a giant compound formation. It can mix and match using its 9 sub-formations. The true problem is that when we destroy a formation, Heavenly Court would be able to set up a new one at the core area. As long as our breaking speed is not as fast as their setting up speed, this will be endless. Kai Kuyu's words were like a cold bucket of water poured onto these immortals. What should they do now? Chapter 1730, Situation. Wu Yang, Yao Huang and the rest were a little lost. The 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation was created by star constellation Immortal Venerable to deal with Limitless Demon Venerable. According to legends, Limitless Demon Venerable had to break 100 formations before he escaped. How could they possibly do the same? And the most unsettling thing was, they needed to fight against time. Once Fate Gu recovers completely, there would be zero chance of victory. What do we do? Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu frowned. This is star constellation Immortal Venerable's arrangement, no wonder. No wonder. Black Extremity realized at once. Kai Kuyu was very troubled. Even if we gather all the formation path GU immortals in the world to deduce this formation, I'm afraid the chances of victory are slim. Moreover, we have less and less time now. This formation path great expert who had displayed great value in this battle as one of the Southern Alliance's leaders had the intention of backing down. Wu Yang suddenly laughed loudly. Alliance leader, why are you laughing? Do you have any way to break this formation? Kai Kuyu asked in perplexity. Wu Yang shook his head. Even though I have no method to do so, I have already seen through Heavenly Court's facade. Don't worry too much. In my opinion, we are overestimating this difficulty. Why? Think about it. Back then, the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation was created by star constellation Immortal Venerable. It was used by countless Heavenly Court GU immortals to resist Limitless Demon Venerable. But it was unable to succeed. Limitless Demon Venerable broke out in the end. Since it was broken before, this 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation had already been damaged once in a brutal manner. Even if Heavenly Court had immense foundations and repaired all of the immortal GU, in the worst-case scenario, we are facing the complete and even modified 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. But the defending GU immortals are not all Heavenly Court members. In fact, there might be few Heavenly Court members here. Li Huang and Qing Yi are at Emperor City, Duke Long, Fairy Ziwei, Yuan Chongdu, Che Wei, and Kong Yan are fighting in Heavenly Court. Central Continent is being attacked by all 4 regions now. They were forced to set this formation here. It shows that they are low in manpower, their members are too sparsely distributed, they can only go on the defensive now. Wu Yang's eyes were shining with bright light. He displayed overwhelming confidence and great wisdom in his grasp over the situation. He continued, and most importantly, they've already shown how weak they are. Earlier, Chen Yi and Bai Kang Shui came to fight us. Chen Yi was nearly beaten to death. Everyone, if this 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation is truly impenetrable, why would Chen Yi and Bai Kang Shui risk their lives? They must be stalling time for more formations to be set up. Earlier, our attack caused them to take this huge risk. Right now, we have the help of our Northern Plains friends. This is a great opportunity. Even though this 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation is powerful, it still depends on who is controlling it, and who is attacking. That's right, that's very logical. Haha, indeed, the urgent matter now is to attack quickly. Heavenly Court's defenses are not as strong as they seem. I am ashamed, I was actually fear-stricken due to the reputation of star constellation Immortal Venerable. Wu Yong's words raised everyone's morale, their offenses became stronger, they were more determined now. Wu Yong smiled but he mentally sighed. Everyone here was an elite, but they were actually intimidated by this 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. It was not because they were stupid, but because they were facing huge pressure. Bing Sai Chuan notified many people of the situation, they worked together and attacked this formation, desperately holding on to this final hope, but this action had a weakness, it made everyone aware of the urgency of this situation. If they were careless, they would incur huge losses as Heavenly Court retaliates. This was Central Continent after all. They did not have fixed Immortal Travel's killer move, even if they did, Heavenly Court had methods to counter them. Thus, it was difficult for the Immortals to retreat. To play safe, now was the time to retreat. The longer they dragged it, the harder it would be to leave Central Continent. Eastern Seas and Western Deserts GU Immortals are probably already retreating. These two regions are in disunity, they are not like our southern border and northern plains which can gather the strength of many righteous path forces. Now, it will depend on us, whether we can rapidly break the formation and intercept the final batch of success Dao marks. Sigh, we were still banking on Fang Yuan's dream path methods earlier to deal with this formation. To think that Heavenly Court also had methods to control the pure dream reality seeker physique bodies. Was it because they captured Spectral Soul? I wonder who the person inside this formation that stopped Fang Yuan is. Wu Yong continued to guess and evaluate the situation. Inside the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation, Feng Juzhe had a pale expression but he smiled warmly. Huang good job. He looked at Feng Jin Huang as he smiled, feeling extremely proud. The one who stopped Fang Yuan was none other than Feng Juzhe's daughter, Feng Jin Huang. Feng Jin Huang pursed her lips as she said, Father, I do not dare to claim credit, I could use the Immortal GU and activate an Immortal Killer move because of this formation's help. Even so, resisting Fang Yuan is an incredible feat. Feng Jin Huang, you have already done an amazing job for Heavenly Court. Bai Kang Shui smiled. Chen Yi nodded as he looked at Feng Juzhe and Feng Jin Huang, she truly takes after her father. Feng Juzhe saved his life while Feng Jin Huang was shockingly talented, this made Chen Yi feel a sense of gratitude and admiration towards this pair of father and daughter. Heavenly Court, a round of ferocious attacks had ended. Duke Long's rapidly breathing slowed down. He looked at the 7 extreme desolation, which was covered in injuries but remained standing, as he snorted coldly. I did not destroy it after all. Is it because of my injuries? Normally speaking, Duke Long with the support of Heavenly Dragon's last stand had incredible power, he could definitely defeat the 7 extreme desolation. Even if this ancient battle formation was in its strongest form in history. But Duke Long was restrained by his injuries. These were mostly old injuries that were sustained earlier when Duke Long snatched Dragon Palace, he was hurt by the Eastern Sea GU Immortals. Without these injuries, I would have destroyed the 7 extreme desolation already. My estimations were slightly off, but as time passes, it will not obstruct me anymore. Duke Long snorted coldly in his mind. Earlier, he ignored his own injuries to fight, but now, he had to face the 7 extreme desolation. The contest between experts usually depended on minor details like this. Even though Duke Long could suppress the 7 extreme desolation, he was initially stuck at a passive spot, but even now, he could not gather enough strength to destroy it. After an intense eruption of attacks, Duke Long's offenses became weaker, he started to move around. Bing Sai Chuan and the rest found some relief, Duke Long was giving them too much pressure. Fairy Ziwei and the rest had complex expressions. More and more Heavenly Court members learned that Duke Long's time was almost up. This was the final battle of his life. He was like a firework, he could only shine right before he fades away for good. After this battle, Heavenly Court would lose this legendary great expert. Suddenly, Fairy Ziwei received Duke Long's transmission. Fairy Ziwei, how is the situation? Fairy Ziwei quickly answered. Emperor City was destroyed, countless mortals died. Li Huang and Qing Yi are rushing to infallible blessed land over at Hidden Dragon Cave, the Eastern Sea Rank 8 GU Immortals are fighting intensely as well. Duke Long muttered to himself for a while before he said to Fairy Ziwei, very good, I was not wrong about you. Thanks to your arrangements and planning, we managed to secure all 3 locations. Emperor City was destroyed by a natural disaster, it was not your fault. Duke Long did not stint on his praise towards Fairy Ziwei. He knew that although he was putting up an incredible fight now, it was thanks to Fairy Ziwei who kept control of the situation from the background. Fairy Ziwei felt even more admiration towards Duke Long. She said sincerely, "This was all thanks to Lord Duke Long, you obtained Dragon Palace." Who would think that Dragon Palace actually contains the rank 8 Dream Path Immortal GU, Dream Token? It allows Dream Token to enslave rank 8 GU Immortals. With Zhang Yin and the rest, our weakness in manpower was eliminated. Lord Duke Long even sustained huge injuries to conceal the identities of Zhang Yin, Granny Rong, and the rest. This allowed our plan in Eastern Sea to succeed. Otherwise, if these Eastern Sea rank 8s joined any of the 3 battlefields, we would be in trouble. Duke Long. That's right, I was also surprised by the existence of Dream Token. He thought back to the battle in Eastern Sea. Zhang Yin and the rest appeared together. It was a surprise to Duke Long. They were either lone immortals or demonic cultivators. They were lofty and proud rank 8 existences. To think that they would be working together despite having no relationship in usual times. Duke Long became more suspicious at the later parts of the battle. Zhang Yin and the other immortals trusted each other deeply during the fight. And what truly made Duke Long confident of his guess was that after Duke Long defeated the 4 GU immortals, Dragon Palace flew away. The 4 returned and did not chase after Immortal GU House Dragon Palace. Instead, they continued to attack Duke Long. If they all had their own intentions and wanted Dragon Palace, how could they stay to deal with Duke Long in such a manner? Normally speaking, with Duke Long's battle strength, these 4 would chase after Dragon Palace. After all, Dragon Palace had flown away with great commotion. There were possibly other Eastern Sea rank 8 GU immortals too. By fighting Duke Long, it seemed like they were helping Dragon Palace stall for time. Refer to chapter 1689. Duke Long had sensed acutely that these 4 GU immortals were related to Dragon Palace. After he obtained Dragon Palace and refined it, his guesses were confirmed. Comment. Because he was prepared for it, he did not let Zhang Yin and the rest get exposed. If they were exposed then, the other Eastern Sea GU immortals might not die anyway. The main matter for Heavenly Court now was to repair Fate GU. Thinking about it, Duke Long instructed Fairy Ziwei, "Pay more attention to Hidden Dragon Cave, we cannot be careless. The 5 regional walls are vanishing, the regions are becoming one. By then, there will be chaos and huge battles. Di Zhangsheng's battle strength will reach a terrifying level, he will be on par with me." Towards Di Zhangsheng, Duke Long had a clearer understanding than Fairy Ziwei. Fairy Ziwei immediately understood Duke Long's intent. The situation was turning more stable now. Infallible Blessed Land, Heavenly Court, and Hidden Dragon Cave were under Heavenly Court's control. Li Huang, Qing Yi, and the Immortal GU houses were about to reach Infallible Blessed Land. The only possible problem was Hidden Dragon Cave. Duke Long was not afraid of Dragon Palace changing owners. He placed Dragon Palace there as a trap to begin with. The design of Dragon Palace was such that only Dragonmen could control it. It was impossible to work around this limitation, unless they took apart Dragon Palace. Even most transformation path methods were not effective. Duke Long was afraid that Dragon Palace would destabilize and release Di Zhangsheng. Di Zhangsheng hated Heavenly Court and Duke Long immensely. With a boost in strength, it would definitely take revenge. Duke Long was going to die soon, but Di Zhangsheng was virtually undying. If Fang Yuan and the rest made use of this battle strength, there would be huge problems. Chapter 1731, 5 Regional Formation. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield. The tornado resembling a heavenly pillar whipped up a storm as it crashed towards Heavenly Court's formation. Prince Feng Xian and Ba Shiba, who were outside, stared at the horizon. There, 2 specks of light tore through the sky. The figures of 2 rank 8 GU immortals were shown gradually. They were Li Huang and Qing Yi. We finally arrived. Not bad, we were not late. Li Huang and Qing Yi had finally arrived. Where is that scoundrel Fang Yuan? Li Huang's eyes shined with orange-red light. He tried to investigate. He was filled with grudge towards Fang Yuan. Earlier when Fang Yuan retreated, he purposely chose the opposite direction of Infallible Blessed Land. He made Li Huang and the others go very far away. After that, Fang Yuan found a chance to use fixed immortal travel and arrived at Infallible Blessed Land. Li Huang and the rest were left in the dust. Central Continent's Heavenly Court did not have beacon towers. Li Huang and Qing Yi had to rush to Infallible Blessed Land through a very long distance. They should be inside the formation. Qing Yi responded. His gaze swept past the formation and landed on the unlimited wind. This killer move is very strong. It is very threatening to our formation. We should get rid of it. This Wu Yang has such a killer move, and farewell friend Wind. If possible, we should try to kill him. If he returns to southern border, he will be a huge problem for Heavenly Court in the future. Li Huang and Qing Yi discussed before they changed directions, moving towards the unlimited wind killer move. Prince Feng Xian and Ba Shiba had sensed them already, they also rushed there. Go! Prince Feng Xian shouted as he waved his sleeves, hundreds of fireballs blew out. You're using fire to attack me? Laughable. Li Huang snorted and did not dodge, verdant sun flame cloak was blazing on his back. Prince Feng Xian's fireballs landed on Li Huang but did not cause any damage, it even increased the power of verdant sun flame cloak. Prince Feng Xian's expression did not change, he pointed at Li Huang. Whoosh! The flames on Li Huang turned purple instantly. The purple flames infiltrated the orange-red verdant sun flame cloak as it tried to disintegrate the defensive killer move. Li Huang's expression changed. Prince Feng Xian wanted to keep him busy, he charged towards Li Huang. The two fought in the sky, causing blazing flames to emerge and scorch the earth, the temperature of the battlefield was rising. Ba Shiba watched Prince Feng Xian's battle as he thought, HMPH, this Prince Feng Xian is still acting, he is really well concealed. Fang Yuan's side left Prince Feng Xian and Ba Shiba outside to guard the formation. Ba Shiba had already been informed of Prince Feng Xian's identity through Wu Yong, but he pretended to not know. It was like how Wu Yong and Fang Yuan predicted, unless it was necessary, Prince Feng Xian did not want to expose his identity. The truth was, Heavenly Court would rather make some sacrifices than to expose Prince Feng Xian. During the 5 regions chaotic war, he would have more value. Prince Feng Xian and Li Huang were fire path rank 8s, the two fought in the sky before fighting on the ground, they dyed the sky red, they made rivers dry up, the ground cracked from their attacks, clouds vaporized, countless lifeforms fled for their lives. Ba Shiba and Qing Yi cultivated Rule Path and Dark Path respectively. Even though their fight did not cause as much of a commotion as Li Huang and Prince Feng Xian, it was much more ruthless. Li Huang knew about Prince Feng Xian's true identity, they were just acting even though the commotion was huge. But Ba Shiba and Qing Yi were true enemies. Ba Shiba shrieked in a strange tone as many profound lights stabbed or slashed towards Qing Yi like blades or swords. 3 consecutive hits, 4 consecutive hits, 5 consecutive hits. Each profound light had moderate power, but when they landed on Qing Yi, the damage accumulated rapidly. This was the consecutive attack method that Ba Shiba trained in his life. This kind of Rule Path supplementary killer move could allow a certain killer move to gain a huge boost in power. The condition was that Ba Shiba had to use that killer move and could not change to other methods. Qing Yi was forced to retreat gradually, sweat appeared on his forehead. I cannot let him continue, once he reaches 18 consecutive hits, my defenses will fail. Qing Yi's activated an immortal killer move, his figure vanished and turned into darkness. In the sky, it was like a blob of ink had landed in water and expanded endlessly. Ba Shiba saw this and hesitated, this is likely Qing Yi's signature killer move, expanding night sky. Both sides had information about each other, Ba Shiba and Qing Yi had a certain level of understanding of each other. Expanding night sky was an immortal battlefield killer move, it was quite special. Normal immortal battlefields were formed after some preparation. Meanwhile, expanding night sky would continue to increase in size and range, this move had no limit in theory. As long as Qing Yi had enough time, he could even spread this immortal battlefield killer move to cover the whole of White Heaven. Ba Shiba flew backwards. He thought about it and decided to avoid the enemy. Expanding night sky was an immortal battlefield, if Ba Shiba went in, his rule path would be weakened by the dark path environment. Of course, the bigger reason was Prince Feng Xian. Ba Shiba knew that Prince Feng Xian was a traitor, if he went into the immortal battlefield, he would not be able to see anything outside. Qing Yi might even let Prince Feng Xian and Li Huang into the battlefield to deal with Ba Shiba. By then, Ba Shiba would have to fight 3 enemies, it would be dangerous. The battle of 2 pairs of rank 8s went into a short deadlock. A moment later, many immortal GU houses appeared on the horizon. Among them were Frost Dragon Manor and Wind Sweeping Building. These immortal GU houses were originally protecting Emperor City, now that Emperor City was history, the immortal GU houses carried all their GU immortals and arrived here as reinforcements. Frost Dragon Manor was at the front, it started to shine in a light blue aura. The light formed into a dragon shape, it was a hornless dragon. The light blue hornless dragon opened its mouth as countless hailstones shot towards Ba Shiba. Ba Shiba's speed fell drastically, he snorted coldly, avoiding Qing Yi as he used his killer move on Frost Dragon Manor. Boom boom boom, Frost Dragon Manor continued to take a beating, its walls were cracking, tiles were sent flying. As it resisted, the second light blue hornless dragon formed. It coiled around the first one before coiling around the entire Frost Dragon Manor. Frost Dragon Manor's defense surged as a result, while the light blue hornless dragon opened its mouth and shot out a tattered mysterious light. This immortal GU house has the power to expel my killer move's damage. Ba Shiba's expression sank a little. He could not destroy this immortal GU house in a short time. If they continued, expanding night sky would trap him. He had to retreat and pull some distance now. At this time, wind-sweeping building entered the battlefield as well. It did not assist Qingyi or Li Huang. Instead, it directly entered the unlimited wind killer move reaching towards the sky. Good wind, give me some time, I will be able to make this wind my own. The current generation wind-sweeping building lord laughed loudly. Due to wind-sweeping building's interference, unlimited wind started to weaken again. More and more immortal GU houses joined the battlefield. Fang Yuan's side was getting more perilous. Hold on, we're coming. At the crucial moment, a crack formed in the Heavenly Court formation. Many immortal GU houses flew out. There were Southern Border's clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building, Great Space Temple, Bay Pavilion, Unfixed Manor, as well as Northern Plains Fingerprint Bridge, Demonic Ape Hall, and Minor Sun Building. With these 7 immortal GU houses helping, Ba Shiba's pressure fell greatly. Both sides entered a chaotic battle. Immortal GU houses rampaged and exchanged killer moves. Intense fireworks that had dazzling colors were created. At once, the battle was stuck in a deadlock yet again. Within the formation, Wu Yong and the rest had dark expressions. Even though they opened a crack in time and sent out the immortal GU houses, stabilizing the situation outside, they had also expended their trump card in advance. The situation was getting more disadvantageous. Prince Feng Xian was a problem. Heavenly Court's battlefield was also hopeless. It all depended on whether Fang Yuan and the rest could destroy the formation now. At our speed, the chance of victory is becoming increasingly slim. Fang Yuan sighed as he asked, is Dao Ju's 5 regional true inheritance able to deal with this formation? Back then, he had set a trap in the 5 regional mountain range to target the southern border and Heavenly Court GU immortals. During the battle, Wu Yong destroyed the entire 5 regional mountain range and accidentally awakened Dao Ju's will. He had a chance to inherit the 5 regional true inheritance. Fang Yuan had to retreat at that time, so the 5 regional true inheritance ended up in the hands of the southern border GU immortals. According to Fang Yuan's deductions, the 5 regional true inheritance could mimic the 5 regions' regional walls. Within the regional walls, GU immortals would be suppressed. They would face a backlash whenever they used any immortal killer move. Be it immortal GU house or immortal formation, they were immortal killer moves in essence. Fang Yuan thought about it. If they could use the methods in the 5 regional true inheritance against Heavenly Court's formation, it might have some effect. Wu Yong and Kai Kuyu looked at each other. Wu Yong said, I obtained the 5 regional true inheritance. There is indeed a method to create the 5 regional walls in the true inheritance, but... Kai Kuyu added, but this method uses the earth veins to set up the formation. It is very troublesome and complicated. Dao Zu was able to create the 5 regional mountain range back then because he used the earth vein in a formation. After Fang Yuan left the battlefield, Wu Yong obtained the 5 regional true inheritance, but he found that the essence of it was the 5 regional formation. Wu clan was not proficient in formation path. Wu Yong thus worked together with Kai Kuyu, as the latter also learned about the profundity of the 5 regional formation. Comment: do we really need the earth vein to set up the 5 regional formation? Fang Yuan frowned deeply. Wait, I heard that not long ago, Hu Clan's GU Immortal obtained a wild earth vein Immortal GU from the earth trench. Can we use that GU in place of the earth vein? The immortals heard this as they shook. Wu Yong and Kai Kuyu looked at each other, sighing at Fang Yuan's quick thinking. Kai Kuyu shook his head. The truth is, I have already obtained earth vein Immortal GU through a transaction with Hu Clan. But to use this earth vein Immortal GU in place of the actual earth vein, we will need to modify the 5 regional formation. I have been trying and have made some progress, but I am still far from success. Often, GU immortals took years to modify one immortal killer move. Even though Kai Kuyu had high formation path attainment level, his wisdom path methods were lacking. He could not make rapid progress. Fang Yuan's eyes flickered with bright light. This 5 regional formation is likely our breakthrough chance. Kai Kuyu, even though you cannot do it alone, with me in Black Extremity, there is a chance. Let's try. Chapter 1732, Calamity Luck Altars Counterattack. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield. What are they trying to do? Chen Yi and the rest discovered the irregular behavior of Fang Yuan's group. Feng Juzhe was still pale. He sized up the situation and frowned. They are actually setting up a formation. Formation within a formation, Bai Kang Shui snorted. They are simply underestimating us. Arranging a formation within a formation was very difficult, and this difficulty was further raised when trying to arrange the formation within an enemy's formation. Different from immortal GU houses, immortal formations had requirements towards their surrounding environment. The surrounding natural Dao marks would have a great influence on most immortal formations. Heavenly Court's side naturally would not let Fang Yuan's group do as they wished. They immediately activated the formation, waves after waves of attacks charged towards the newly created formation base. You wish. With us here, you can set up the formation with peace of mind. Wu Yang, Yao Huang and others guarded the 4 directions around the formation base, blocking Heavenly Court's offenses. Within the formation base, Kai Kuyu, Black Extremity, and Fang Yuan were setting up a formation with urgency. 360 Fire Crow GU have been placed. Black Extremity wiped the sweat on his forehead. We are still lacking 44 rank 5 Soul Blade GU, when are they coming? Kai Kuyu spoke while contacting other GU immortals. Treasure Yellow Heaven had become their most effective form of goods transportation. Fang Yuan's body shook slightly, the immortal GU in his hand scattered down like rain that caused splattering noises. Several breaths later, he let out a breath of air and stopped his movement. Rank 6 Instant Chain Immortal GU has been placed properly. Kai Kuyu and Black Extremity took a quick glance at him while thinking, unbelievable. Fang Yuan's wisdom path and formation path attainment levels are so high. Not only did he deduce a completely new 5 regional formation in such a short period of time, he is also setting up the immortal formation with such fluid movement. Fang Yuan's formation path attainment level was at Grandmaster, which was lower than Kai Kuyu's and Black Extremities, but he had plenty of experience in setting up formations. Self-cleansing formation, omnidirectional travel ancient battle formation, Dragon Scale Seas Food Path Immortal Formation, Coiling Thread GU Formation, Immemorial Year Beast Fishing Formation, Flood Discharge Formation, Self-Will Heaven Sealing Formation, Year Essence Pool, and so on had been personally set up by him. Thus, although it was his first time setting up the 5 regional formation, he was not overwhelmed but worked with great proficiency. If I had to set up the formation alone, it would take a lot of time. But with Kai Kuyu and Black Extremity's help, we can set up 5 regional formation quickly. We need to finish this quickly. Fang Yuan was fully focused and made use of every second. Heavenly Court Battlefield, Li Huang, Qing Yi, and others have already reached infallible blessed land. Wu Yang's unlimited wind is suppressed by wind-sweeping building. Prince Feng Xian's identity has not been exposed. But I don't understand the intention of Fang Yuan's group in trying to set up a formation within a formation. Additionally, our reinforcements are about to reach Hidden Dragon Cave. Fairy Ziwei reported the situation to Duke Long. Duke Long responded while fighting. Although Prince Feng Xian's identity is not exposed currently, we cannot rule out the case that Fang Yuan knows about it but kept silent. You need to pay attention to this point. Let Chen Yi and the rest take note of the situation and be prepared to help out Prince Feng Xian at any time. Fairy Ziwei, yes. Knowing that the situation was still in their grasp, Duke Long concentrated on 7 Extreme Desolation again. It is time. Duke Long clenched his claws, feeling the vast force within his body. Immortal Killer Move, Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand. After using this killer move, his lifespan could only decrease and could not be increased. At the same time, it would provide Duke Long with increasing battle strength as time passed. In a short period of time, Duke Long's battle strength had soared once again and reached an astonishing level. Roar! A dragon roar resounded as purple gold dragon-shaped chi erupted. Boom! 7 Extreme Desolation simply could not react in time, it only saw Duke Long suddenly disappear into thin air, before it flew away like a meteor stuck by boundless force. 7 Extreme Desolation was sent flying and crashed into the chi wall violently, countless cracks appeared on the giant's body. Damn it, his speed increased again. All our investigative killer moves are blocked by Duke Long, we are simply unable to catch his trace. We will be caught in a passive state if this goes on. If this continues any longer, Duke Long's battle strength will start suppressing us completely. In that case, let's use offense as defense, we will be able to hit Duke Long as long as we attack in every direction with our killer moves. The 7 Big Dipper Immortals conversed quickly, the 7 Extreme Desolation Giant rose and was about to step into the battlefield again. Duke Long suddenly appeared above the giant. Still want to stand up? Duke Long gave a ferocious smile while slamming his right dragon claw down. Boom! The dragon claw was tiny like an ant compared to the giant's 7 Extreme Desolation, but it inflicted an enormous injury on the giant. As air currents surged, the 7 extreme desolation giant's head was smashed into paste. The headless giant was forced down to the ground, creating a human-shaped crater. Dust and stones were sent flying as the surroundings shook. Ah! Duke Long slowly retracted his claw while hovering in the air, letting out a satisfied grunt. Renewed strength spread throughout Duke Long's body again, his muscles expanded once again and bones grew rapidly. His dragon scales became bigger and tougher, his crown-like dragon horns turned increasingly ferocious as spikes extended everywhere. Duke Long's whole body, that had already surpassed normal people's height, expanded once again. A thatched hut's ceiling would probably only reach his waist. His long purple hair had been soft and elegant, but now each strand was thick and strong and reached until his feet. Purple gold lightning flickered in between his hair. His dragon tail grew longer, it had been less than 10 feet before but now it was tens of feet long. Duke Long, go and die. A Northern Plains rank 8 suddenly appeared behind Duke Long. He was determined to succeed as he smashed a killer move which he had prepared for a long time at Duke Long's back. Snap! In just an instant, Duke Long's dragon tail whipped and sent this rank 8 GU Immortal flying. Goo! The Northern Plains GU Immortal coughed out mouthfuls of blood, his spine was instantly broken and his organs were displaced. The most fatal thing was the backlash from his own immortal killer move which sent him to the verge of death. At the next moment, 3 Northern Plains GU Immortals made their move at the same time, 3 killer moves struck Duke Long in succession. We hit him, but the joy on these 3 Northern Plains GU Immortals' faces froze immediately. As dust dissipated, Duke Long could be seen standing upright. Purple gold dragon scales that flickered with metallic luster covered his whole body. There was not even a scar. What? We had already calculated it, our 3 killer moves coordinated with each other and increased each other's power. What kind of defense is this? The 3 Northern Plains GU Immortals were shaken before they felt uneasy and retreated immediately. Are you scratching my back? Duke Long slowly turned around, his expressionless dragon eyes stared at the 3 retreating GU Immortals. The 3 GU Immortals immediately felt alerts ringing in their mind, an intense sense of danger suffocated them as if a mountain was pressing on them. Duke Long, don't try to leave, we are your opponent. The 7 extreme desolation giant had obtained a brief respite and stood up once again. Their smashed head had already mostly recovered. HMPH, 7 Big Dipper Immortals, you are no longer able to obstruct me. Duke Long sneered as he gave an indifferent glance to 7 extreme desolation before moving his gaze to Calamity Luck Altar. Red Lotus Demon Venerable's Call of the Ancient killer move was reliant on Calamity Luck Altar. As long as Calamity Luck Altar was bombarded and dealt a certain amount of damage, Call of the Ancient would be destroyed. Without the interference of these past Northern Plains experts, Heavenly Court members would immediately have the advantage in numbers and longevity. Heaven would no longer have strength to retaliate. Inside Calamity Luck Altar, Bing Sai Chuan's forehead was filled with sweat. Damn it, Fate GU has recovered a little again, the Northern Plains experts from Call of the Ancient are greatly weakened. On the contrary, Heavenly Court members are being strengthened by the Human Path Killer move. Most importantly, Duke Long cannot be stopped, his battle strength has already greatly surpassed the realm of rank 8, even the Human Path Killer move has no amplification effect on him. While Bing Sai Chuan was thinking, Duke Long had once again smashed down on 7 extreme desolation. After getting rid of the hindrance, Duke Long directly charged towards Calamity Luck Altar. Huff! Bing Sai Chuan breathed out heavily as a resolute light shone in his eyes. This is our final attempt. Boom! Calamity Luck Altar suddenly erupted with an extremely intense light that resembled the sun. All the GU Immortals had no choice but to shut their eyes. Even Duke Long had to squint his eyes. He was puzzled. Bing Sai Chuan is activating Calamity Luck Altar's ability so intensely, is he not afraid of affecting Call of the Ancient? Call of the Ancient was only attached to Calamity Luck Altar, this time Path Killer move and Calamity Luck Altar conflicted with each other. Calamity Luck Altar did not use its powerful abilities so that it could sustain Call of the Ancient. So it was surprising to see Bing Sai Chuan suddenly activating its ability. The intense light of Luck Path temporarily obstructed everyone. Within the light, Calamity Luck Altar was like a beast let out of its cage as it ferociously smashed towards the Refinement Path formation. Quick, stop him, Fairy Ziwei cried out. Duke Long discovered to his surprise that Call of the Ancient was still working. The River of Time Phantom image was already imprinted in the battlefield. Although it was dissipating, its speed of dissipation was extremely slow and could clearly last for a long period of time. Red Lotus. Immediately, Duke Long was surprised and furious. He realized he had fallen into Red Lotus Demon Venerable's scheme. His understanding of Call of the Ancient came from the other half of its set, the killer move Support of the Future. Back then, in the battle with Red Lotus Demon Venerable, he had attacked Red Lotus many times and disrupted Support of the Future. Master, you are very perceptive, you actually saw through this move's flaw. In his memories, Red Lotus Demon Venerable was bleeding but still had a smile on his face and radiance in his eyes. This defiant disciple, he said it intentionally. There is also this Bing Sai Chuan, he is truly crafty, he could move freely but purposely restrained himself. Duke Long was furious, this had happened too suddenly and caught him off guard. Calamity Luck Altar had already prepared the move for a long time, so it erupted with shocking might. The Heavenly Court members were strengthened by heroes among people and were suppressing Northern Plains immortals. Unknowingly, the tight defense line had become dispersed. Looking at Calamity Luck Altar's charge, several Heavenly Court members activated immortal killer moves without dodging. But under the intense light of Luck Path, most of their killer moves failed miserably and they suffered from powerful backlash. Only a few killer moves activated successfully and struck Calamity Luck Altar, but were not even able to move Calamity Luck Altar. Calamity Luck Altar kept on charging straight, heavily injuring several Heavenly Court GU immortals in its path. It collided with the Refinement Path formation like a crashing meteor. Boom! The Refinement Path formation suffered serious damage and was mostly shattered. Heaven Overseeing Tower's peak was finally exposed to plain sight. Chapter 1733, Giant Sun's Greatness. Plop. Yuan Chongdu, who had been in charge of the restoration work, blacked out and fell to the ground. He had already been injured before, and with the backlash from the damage to the Refinement Path formation, he immediately fainted. Without him, although success Dao marks were still arriving in small portions, Fate Gu's recovery was immediately paused. Even Kong Yan was affected. This rank 8 GU Immortal had collaborated with Che Wei to defend against Northern Plains Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster. Kong Yan had already been prepared when Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster attacked the Refinement Path GU formation. He bore the damage done to the Refinement Path formation with his own body. Now with Calamity Luck Altar destroying most of the Refinement Path formation, Kong Yan also had to endure a large portion of the damage. Kong Yan was dizzy, his ears kept on buzzing and his 7 orifices were bleeding, he had almost collapsed to the ground. Fortunately, Che Wei provided timely assistance and protected him. How is your condition? Che Wei defended against the joint attacks of Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster while asking. I'm still not dead. Kong Yan coughed out a mouthful of blood. Go reinforce them quickly. Who can reconstruct the Refinement Path formation? Yuan Chongdu had been in charge of restoring Fate GU, others won't be able to continue the work within a short period, it is better to wake him first. The light of Luck Path started dissipating, Heavenly Court's immortals charged towards it like they had gone crazy. We failed to destroy it completely. Inside Calamity Luck Altar, Bing Sai Chuan's gaze shined coldly. His gaze turned and he immediately gave a firm order. Bull Demon, 5 Elements Grandmaster, return immediately. The light of Luck Path could not last for long and was dissipating quickly. The Heavenly Court immortals were all charging over. It would definitely be dangerous for Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster if they were to remain outside. Previously, the Heavenly Court GU immortals had been afraid of the Refinement Path GU formation not being able to support many GU immortals and so had not reinforced Kong Yan and Che Wei. Bull Demon and 5 Elements Grandmaster understood the situation and quickly retreated to Calamity Luck Altar. Che Wei was helpless and could only watch. Bull Demon entered Calamity Luck Altar with a worried expression. Flower Lady is still trapped in Heaven Overseeing Tower, the situation there is unknown. Bing Sai Chuan nodded, his expression was resolute. We shall completely destroy this Refinement Path formation and then rescue. Boom! Bing Sai Chuan had yet to finish speaking when Calamity Luck Altar shook intensely. The 3 inside the altar could not stand stably and shook along with the altar. A gigantic figure had ruthlessly stepped on Calamity Luck Altar. Because of this action, most of Calamity Luck Altar sank and got buried in the ground. It was Duke Long. With me here, this is as far as you will go. Duke Long's expression was solemn, his gaze was cold. The anger from earlier had completely turned into ruthlessness, his killing intent pervaded the air and suffocated others. Boom boom boom, Duke Long started punching Calamity Luck Altar. A torrent of fists rained down on Calamity Luck Altar like a storm. Calamity Luck Altar shook endlessly, sinking down into the ground inch by inch. Cracks quickly appeared on Calamity Luck Altar's surface and started expanding before forming holes. Large amount of GU worms died. Bing Sai Chuan immediately distributed the work. He started preparing a killer move to retaliate. Bull Demon was put in charge of repairing Calamity Luck Altar. and 5 Elements Grandmaster, who specialized in formation path, was given the work of deducing the half-destroyed refinement path formation. The speed of destruction is too fast, I have no time to repair Calamity Luck Altar at all. Several breaths later, Bull Demon shouted. 5 Elements Grandmaster's head was soaked with sweat as he tried to deduce the formation with all his strength. Bing Sai Chuan said through clenched teeth, persevere. Duke Long was extremely powerful, the rank 8 Calamity Luck Altar, an immortal GU house created by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable personally, was already unable to endure Duke Long's endless punches. Rise! Bing Sai Chuan shouted. Calamity Luck Altar once again erupted with piercing light as it flew towards the sky. Duke Long, who had been punching continuously, felt a powerful force coming from Calamity Luck Altar. Go down! Duke Long shouted. He raised his fists above his head and smashed down like a giant hammer. Immortal Killer Move, World-Shaking Dragon Hammer. With a loud bang, Calamity Luck Altar, which had just ascended, was smashed down like a ball. A huge amount of GU worms died, their carcasses flying everywhere. A large hole was smashed open on the surface of Calamity Luck Altar from which one could see Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan could not hide his shock. Duke Long's strength had already surpassed his wildest imagination. Even Heavenly Court's members were dumbfounded. Everyone, charge! At this moment, the Northern Plains GU Immortals who were created by Call of the Ancient rushed to reinforce. The Heavenly Court GU Immortals did not dodge or evade, meeting the Northern Plains GU Immortals head-on. Chaotic battle erupted once again. And in the rear of this chaotic battle, Duke Long was continuously bombarding Calamity Luck Altar. Behind Duke Long was the refinement path formation that was being repaired hurriedly. 7 Extreme Desolation fought and killed, finally paving a path of blood as it arrived before Duke Long. Calamity Luck Altar cannot defend against Duke Long on its own. Bing Sai Chuan had to acknowledge this fact. After obtaining the reinforcement of 7 Extreme Desolation, Bing Sai Chuan finally had a chance to catch a breather. With some difficulty, he manipulated Calamity Luck Altar and fought Duke Long together with 7 Extreme Desolation. Immortal Killer Move, Spiraling Dragon Fang. Duke Long opened his mouth as his teeth flew out. 100 sharp teeth expanded along with the wind, becoming a group of snow-white dragon fang blades that slashed at Calamity Luck Altar. Chink chink chink. The dragon fang blades struck Calamity Luck Altar and produced intense sounds like the collision of hundreds of weapons. Calamity Luck Altar was like a hut in the storm, unable to even retaliate. Duke Long sneered. In just a short moment, teeth grew again in his mouth. They flew out once again, turning into snow-white blades that shrouded Calamity Luck Altar and 7 Extreme Desolation. Soon, 7 Extreme Desolation became heavily damaged while Calamity Luck Altar was filled with holes. Immortal Killer Move, Dragon Claw Strike. Immortal Killer Move, Chaotic Dragon Fist. Fist shadows flew in all directions and claw marks appeared everywhere. 7 Extreme Desolation's head was destroyed again and again, while Calamity Luck Altar was in ruins and Bull Demon was simply unable to repair it. Immortal Killer Move, 9 Dragons Protection. 9 huge purple gold dragon shadows coiled around Duke Long. It was not that 7 Extreme Desolation and Calamity Luck Altar did not retaliate, but their attacks were all blocked by 9 Dragons Protection. The situation was obvious, Duke Long had an extremely huge dominance. As time continued to pass, Longevity Heaven's side would definitely fail. You have the guts to invade my heavenly court, you are going to pay for it with your lives. Duke Long snorted. What are you still resisting for? You have no hope left. Duke Long stepped and activated a killer move, pushing down the whole Calamity Luck Altar into the ground. He then punched with both hands and sent 7 Extreme Desolation flying far away. I already told you, this is as far as you can possibly go. You will all fail, Heavenly Court will remain invincible for all eternity. Duke Long's voice reverberated throughout the whole battlefield, stirring everyone's hearts. What methods do you still have? Use them all, I will personally send you into the abyss of despair. He spoke slowly and steadily, his expressionless dragon eyes and cruel voice gave chills to others. Bing Sai Chuan was in a miserable state, Calamity Luck Altar could no longer provide comprehensive defense, he was filled with injuries. This was the result of spiraling dragon fangs. The situation was getting increasingly dangerous, but the light in his eyes had never been extinguished. He still held hope. In the depths of his mind, there was a memory which he would never forget. This is 88 True Yong Building. So amazing, it is truly worthy of being Lord's creation. Bing Sai Chuan stood beside Giant Sun Immortal Venerable and said with reverence. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable smiled, he had a satisfied expression. With this immortal GU house, all my children will become strong. Lord, You are truly considerate. Bing Sai Chuan praised. However, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable changed his tone. I feel more anticipation towards the time it collapses. Wow, what? I created this building so that it would collapse one day. Bing Sai Chuan, you are a time path Gu Immortal, go hibernate. When 88 Truyong building collapses in the future, it will be a sign that the opportunity to attack Heavenly Court has arrived. Inside Calamity Luck Altar, even if my injuries are fatal, even if the situation is desperate, even if we have used all our trump cards, I won't give up. Because this plan is Ancestor Giant Sun's arrangement. Oh Heavenly Court, the victor will be us. Bing Sai Chuan shouted. Blind confidence. Duke Long gave a disdainful scoff. You will only extend your suffering if you continue persevering. Bing Sai Chuan snorted. You will never understand that man's greatness. Not far away. Whoosh. Dogtail life-extending ferret Mao Li Chu suddenly turned into smoke and disappeared from the scene. We finally got rid of the killer move perfect pair. It is indeed worthy of being thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's creation. Fortunately, this is Heavenly Court. With 4 rule path GU Immortals and with detailed information on perfect pair in our records, we could decipher it. If this were a normal situation, it would have been troublesome. The dog-tail life-extending ferret had been engaging in a fierce battle against 2 legendary immemorial desolate beasts of Heavenly Court, Ruan Dan and Shabi 95. With perfect pair, the dog-tail life-extending ferret and its clone were able to suppress them. But with Heavenly Court's members waking up, many people began to target perfect pair and were finally able to break it. Try to act wild again. Little dog, you pounced on me so many times that my feathers are all plucked out. Ruan Dan and Shabi 95 surrounded Mao Li Chu, along with several Heavenly Court GU Immortals. Mao Li Chu might have outstanding strength, but falling into this situation, it was not able to fight against many and was soon filled with injuries with blood gushing out rapidly. But Ruan Dan and Shabi 95 were also not in a good state. Mao Li Chu's counterattack was specially targeted at these two. Although Mao Li Chu's injuries kept on increasing and was becoming increasingly weak while Heavenly Court's dominance was increasing, Ruan Dan and Shabi 95 were still shaken and bewildered. This lunatic is not afraid of death. Even if it dies, it will probably bite a piece of my flesh off during its last attack. Heavenly Court's 2 legendary immemorial beasts could not help but feel apprehensive. One of them shouted, Mao Li Chu, why are you wasting your life for Giant Sun Immortal Venerable? He raised you because of your innate ability and wanted to kill you to prolong his life. Mao Li Chu was standing in a pool of blood, its injuries were horrifying and many were so deep that its bones could be seen. Its glossy fur was now stuck together because of the blood. Its eyes had blacked out, its body was shaking as if it would collapse at the next moment. It knew about its body condition, it would probably die here. And so what? Mao Li Chu gave a soundless laughter as it opened its mouth. A memory surfaced in its mind. Under the setting sun, on a mountain, Mao Li Chu curled up like a puppy beside Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's feet. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable stroked its head, but it was shivering. It had already heard of Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's plan. Now that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable was near the end of his lifespan and had summoned him, he probably wanted to kill it to extend his life. But Mao Li Chu did not dare to resist. It was extremely clear, even if it possessed peak rank 8 battle strength, it was not Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's match. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable would not even need to attack for it to die. Don't be afraid, Mao Li Chu. I won't kill you to prolong my life. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable chuckled. Mao Li Chu's body stiffened. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable gazed at the evening sky that was dazzling like fire. I still remember the first day I took you in, how time flies, you have already grown to this extent. Speaking from the bottom of my heart, you are my child too, how different are you from my sons and daughters? As a parent, how can I harm my own children? Mao Li Chu knew Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's temperament, he would not lie because there was no need to do so. Mao Li Chu asked in a daze, but Master, you can extend your lifespan by killing me. Extend my lifespan? Giant Sun Immortal Venerable laughed. I will only be dragging on the inevitable. People die in the end, isn't that so? He shook his head. What meaning is there to continue living under fate? Death is not that hard to accept. Furthermore, children are destined to leave their parents and only then can they truly grow up. Master, promise me, you must continue to live well. Do what you like, I won't give you any orders, be yourself and live happily. Master, the memory faded away as Mao Li Chu looked at the surrounding enemies. It raised its head and laughed wildly, its aura suddenly surging. Master, even if I die, I will repay the gratitude of raising me. It is already dying. Right, it is only overexerting itself. But be careful of its final counterattack. The Heavenly Court Immortals had cold expressions as they encircled it. Black Heaven, Luck Suppression Heavenly Palace. Giant Sun Immortal Zombie was sitting cross-legged without moving like a statue. He looked towards the south. The scenes of the battle in Heavenly Court were reflected in his eyes. His face showed no sadness or joy as he slowly raised his palm. Chapter 1734. Chen Yi removes formation. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield. 9 consecutive unceasing formation. Their formation. Our side is suffering from a strong backlash. First group, come back and recuperate. Second group, take over the first group. Third group, be on standby. Chen Yi and Bai Kang Shui controlled the formation while orderly commanding the Central Continent GU Immortals. Who could have thought they would have such a strange move? Feng Juzhe frowned slightly as he gazed at the 5 regional formation within the formation. This is troublesome. If we don't handle it well, the 9 consecutive unceasing formation might. Feng Juzhe had a bad feeling. The 5 regional formation constantly spread 5-colored smoke to the surroundings under Kai Kuyu's control. The smoke constantly spread out while becoming increasingly transparent as it invaded the 9 consecutive unceasing formation. Good, this is the way. The others shall target the formation, make the Central Continent GU Immortals use it frequently. The more they use it, the stronger the backlash they will suffer. Ha ha ha, the stronger this 9 consecutive unceasing formation is, the greater the injury these GU Immortals will have to suffer. This is truly wonderful. The morale of the Southern Alliance and Northern Plains Immortals soared. They changed their battle tactic. They had already seen through this formation and could clearly target the flaw to destroy the formation, but now, they were not in a hurry to do so. The 5 regional smoke constantly spread and they used this to deal with the Central Continent GU Immortals who were inside the formation. In a way, 9 consecutive unceasing formation had instead become the strong weapon for Fang Yuan's group to attack Central Continent and Heavenly Court's experts. How should we deal with this? Do we send people to destroy their formation? Bai Kang Shui looked at Chen Yi. The leader of this group was Chen Yi. Chen Yi looked unsightly as he said, this formation should have originated from the 5 regional true inheritance. It is the method of southern borders Daozu. Heavenly Court had interfered in the 5 regional mountain range battle. Zhen Shenguang was captured alive by Fang Yuan in this battle. Thus, Heavenly Court knew detailed information about Dao Ju's true inheritance and the 5 regional mountain range battle. Dao Zu could create the 5 regional mountain range, so this 5-colored smoke that is pervading the formation is clearly imitating the 5 regional walls and is making our side suffer from backlash. Chen Yi's tone was quite bitter. The 9 consecutive unceasing formation is a multi-layered formation. We can easily get rid of or add a sub-formation and hence sustain it indefinitely. Back then, Limitless Demon Venerable had to break 100 formations to get out of this formation. But Dao Ju's method gets around the 9 consecutive unceasing formation and targets our GU Immortals instead. Not only are they avoiding the formation but the stronger our formation is, the stronger the backlash to the GU Immortals in charge of the formation. If we activate the formation to deal with the enemy's formation, we will fall into the enemy's trap. We cannot do that. But if we temporarily stop the formation and send our people out of the formation, we will be giving up our advantage and fighting with our weakness. Moreover, the enemies include ruthless people like Wu Yang and Fang Yuan. The GU Immortals we send out will be in huge danger. Chen Yi had been struck by Wu Yang's farewell friend Wind and was saved by Feng Juzhe. He still felt lingering fear. More importantly, they only had 3 rank 8s, Chen Yi, Bai Kang Shui, and Feng Juzhe. Moreover, they all had some level of injuries and were not suited to be sent out. Chen Yi sighed deeply as he analyzed until here. Who could have thought the 9 consecutive unceasing formation would be countered by the enemy? Dao Zu was only an ordinary rank 8 GU Immortal who could not even be mentioned alongside Wu Yang and Fang Yuan, while the 9 consecutive unceasing formation was created by the famous and mighty star constellation Immortal Venerable. The 5 regional true inheritance was able to counter 9 consecutive unceasing formation. This was Dao Ju's glory. While alive, Dao Zu was not prominent among rank 8 GU Immortals or even remotely famous. He only created the 5 regional mountain range. No one had expected his research to truly succeed. After this battle, Dao Ju's name would spread throughout the world despite him having been dead for a long time already. Each generation brings forth new geniuses and each will rule their domain for years to come. Like how Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's perfect pair killer move was countered in the battle in Heavenly Court, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's 9 consecutive unceasing formation was also countered by geniuses of the future generations. Star constellation Immortal Venerable and thieving heaven demon Venerable had died too long ago while the eras continued to progress. Their methods were powerful, but they could not escape from the trials of time as it flows continuously. Remove that sub-formation, Chen Yi ordered resolutely. The GU immortals beside him were shocked. Chen Yi actually sent the command to remove the formation, did he get muddle-headed? But soon after, Feng Juzhe was the first to react, his eyes shining brightly as he praised, great idea. They actually removed the formation, ha ha ha. Inside 5 regional formation, some northern plains GU immortals started laughing heartily at this sight. Wu Yang and Fang Yuan, however, had slightly sunken expressions. This is not good, Chen Yi is truly crafty. If we are inside their formation, the 5-colored smoke can invade faster and deeper. Now that they have removed the sub-formation, its efficiency will decrease greatly. Indeed, over at Heavenly Court's battlefield, Longevity Heaven is already unable to hold on and Heavenly Court is firmly occupying the upper hand. Chen Yi probably considered this, so he adopted the delaying tactic. Fang Yuan's group would have been happy to see Chen Yi's side activating the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation or sending people to attack their formation. But now, Chen Yi took the initiative to remove the sub-formation, choosing to defend passively. The 5-colored smoke's invasion slowed down greatly. Central Continent Immortals only maintained the formation and did not activate it, so they suffered from weaker backlash. On the contrary, Chen Yi was still behind the formation, continuing to arrange immortal formations. Fang Yuan's group needed even more time to destroy this 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation as a result. The most crucial thing was that Fang Yuan's group had to fight for every second, they could not delay for even one moment. Once Heavenly Court eliminates Longevity Heaven's forces, they would rush here to deal with Fang Yuan's group. Chen Yi was very calm with his deep experience. He purposely backed down. It was only a small step back in the overall picture, but it instead became an even more terrifying offensive move. He directly forced Fang Yuan's group towards the edge of the cliff. Sigh, if I had known this, I would have made Formation Spirit and Formation Flag Immortal GU take part in the 5 regional formation. With that, 5 regional formation could be mobile and would not have to be fixed in one place. Fang Yuan mentally sighed. This was not his mistake, and it was not that he was unwilling to contribute. If Formation Spirit and Formation Flag Immortal GU were to be joined with the 5 regional formation, the amount of things to deduce would increase sharply and it would consume a lot of Fang Yuan's time. In fact, even if the 5 regional formation could be moved, Fang Yuan's group would not be able to resolve the current crisis. Chen Yi took the initiative to dispel the sub-formation and retreated to a defensive position. The 5 regional formation inside the sub-formation was now exposed. There was already a chaotic battle going on outside the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. 4 rank 8 GU immortals, Qing Yi, Li Huang, Prince Feng Xian, and Ba Shiba, were engaged in a ferocious fight. Clear Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building, Frost Dragon Manor, Wind Sweeping Building, and other immortal GU houses were rampaging in the battlefield, occasionally colliding against each other or erupting with immortal killer moves. Dazzling lights and explosions resounded everywhere. Not good, unlimited wind is getting out of my control. Wu Yang's expression changed. Previously, he had been inside the formation and had not clearly sensed it. Now that Chen Yi had removed the formation, Wu Yang clearly felt something wrong. Without any delay, Wu Yang flew out of the 5 regional formation and charged at Wind Sweeping Building. Yao Huang, Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu and others also made their moves. With their support, Li Huang, Qing Yi and others felt huge pressure. They had to retreat again and again, and soon, they along with Central Continent's immortal GU houses were getting suppressed. Fang Yuan quietly moved out before suddenly using Great Thief Ghost Hand. Central Continent's immortal GU houses immediately met with disaster as Fang Yuan stole a large amount of GU worms. Fang Yuan grabbed repeatedly and soon obtained 3 immortal GU. Adding on his gains from the battle in Emperor City, he had already stolen over 10 immortal GU from Central Continent's immortal GU houses. As for these immortal GU, Fang Yuan recognized some of them while there were some which he did not recognize. His Time Path clone was staying inside the Light of Wisdom, continuously deducing the ways in which these GU worms could be used. Seeing that the situation was going awry, Li Huang got away from Prince Feng Xian and hurried to fight Fang Yuan. The previous scene in Emperor City played out once again. Fang Yuan was entangled by Li Huang and was unable to easily target immortal GU houses. HMPH, this Prince Feng Xian is acting so well, intentionally letting go of Li Huang without commotion. Fang Yuan mentally snorted. Prince Feng Xian was a problem. What made Fang Yuan feel even more problematic was Heavenly Court's rank 9 human path killer move, Heroes Among People. With the amplification from Heroes Among People, Li Huang, Qing Yi, as well as Central Continent's Immortal GU houses had their strength increased by several times. Thus they were able to block the joint offense of Southern Border and Northern Plains. We don't have time to continue such a chaotic battle. Let's retreat to the formation. Fang Yuan called out. Wu Yong and the rest slowly moved back and collected their Immortal GU houses before retreating to the 5 regional formation. The 5 regional formation was activated completely, large amounts of 5-colored smoke quickly spread and shrouded the whole battlefield. Inside the 5-colored smoke, Central Continent's GU Immortals felt a powerful suppression. Like the awkward state of Chen Yi before, these people who had been strengthened by Heroes Among People had their killer moves amplified as well, which caused the backlash to increase steeply. I did not expect Dao Ju's method to be so profound. Inside the formation, Ba Shiba was moved inside. Wu Yong was silent. This situation was within his expectations. Because he had already discovered this, he did not stint on exposing the contents of the true inheritance and seeking to collaborate with Kai Kuyu. Kai Kuyu also knew this was a good thing but did not have a method to use it before. Now that the formation was modified and successfully arranged, it immediately showed its effects. It is a pity this 5-colored smoke does not distinguish between enemies and allies. Central Continent is suppressed but we can also suffer from backlash. Only Fang Yuan can move freely. Yao Huang said encouragingly. Many people looked at Fang Yuan, revealing envious expressions. Such a pity. Fang Yuan inwardly sighed. If he could obtain Dao Ju's true inheritance, relying on the light of wisdom as well as his powerful formation path and wisdom path attainment levels, his battle strength would rise sharply. For example, he had no way to deal with Heroes Among People, but if he had the 5-colored smoke, Li Huang's group would suffer from an even greater suppression. Who was to say if Fang Yuan might be able to suppress the battle in Emperor City single-handedly? Back then, when he had escaped from the 5 regional mountain range and could not take 5 regional true inheritance, he had felt it was a huge loss. Looking at it now, his premonition back then was not wrong. Chapter 1735, Giant Sun vs Star Constellation. Infallible Blessed Land Battlefield. The enemies entered their formation. Looks like they want to make full use of the 5-colored smoke. Li Huang and the others are in trouble. Chen Yi had been paying close attention to the battle situation. Should we go reinforce them? We can work together with them, maybe we can destroy the enemy's formation. As long as their formation is destroyed and 1 or 2 of the core Immortal GU are dead, they might have no way left to make a comeback. Bai Kang Shui suggested. Chen Yi considered before shaking his head. No need to take a risk, the current situation is very favorable to us. Bring them into the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. Chen Yi was not willing to attack and even wanted to pull back Li Huang and others. He was determined to continue his plan of stalling for time. Fang Yuan flew out of the formation and began to fight Li Huang's group. Inside 5-colored smoke, Li Huang's group was greatly restricted when fighting with Fang Yuan. After suffering many losses, Li Huang gave the order to retreat and entered the 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation. In an instant, both sides had entered their respective formations. The noisy battlefield was only left with the sounds of unlimited wind. Wu Yong and Fang Yuan remained outside the formation. The former carefully controlled unlimited wind to evade 5-colored smoke and target Heavenly Court's formation. The latter was hiding in the 5-colored smoke, slowly approaching Heavenly Court's formation as the 5-colored smoke spread out further. Let's continue to hold on. As long as the battle in Heavenly Court ends, we will win. Inside 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation, Chen Yi roused the morale of everyone. But he had just finished speaking when they heard a loud explosion. The Immortals quickly looked and saw surging 5-colored smoke. The 5 regional formation on Fang Yuan's side suddenly exploded. A figure flew out like an arrow from within the dense 5-colored smoke. Prince Feng Xian, what did you do? Kill him, he is definitely Heavenly Court's spy. Lord Kai Kuyu, are you okay? Quick, someone save Lord Kai. A change happened suddenly. Southern Border and Northern Plains GU Immortals were in chaos. Prince Feng Xian, don't even dream about escaping. Fang Yuan and Wu Yong who were outside turned around and stopped Prince Feng Xian. Bai Kang Shui was exulted. So it was Prince Feng Xian who destroyed the enemy formation from inside. Great job. Some GU Immortals who were unaware of the inside information were dumbstruck at this sight. Quick, Prince Feng Xian is our Spirit Affinity House's member. Go save him, a Spirit Affinity House's Supreme Elder urged. Even without his words, Chen Yi had already sent the command. Li Huang, Qing Yi, and Bai Kang Shui flew out of the formation to bring back Prince Feng Xian. Fang Yuan and Wu Yong were obstructed by these three. Prince Feng Xian was not weakened with help from the reinforcements, he entered the 9 consecutive unceasing formation successfully. Heavenly Court's immortals, however, did not know, this Prince Feng Xian who was brought into their formation was a fake. I finally got in, Fang Yuan sneered inwardly with surging killing intent. Immortal killer move, familiar face. This killer move was given a major modification by Fang Yuan, and adding on the transformation path Dao marks he obtained from annexing Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven, its might had increased by several times. Even if Heavenly Court had made preparations, they could not discover Fang Yuan's true identity. At this moment, the true Prince Feng Xian was actually still inside the 5 regional formation. The 5 regional formation had been modified by Fang Yuan and he had naturally put in another formation inside. This inner formation was a cage to trap Prince Feng Xian and its formation core was being guarded by several rank 8 GU immortals. As for the Fang Yuan, inside the 5-colored smoke, it was Yi Haofang's disguise. Southern Borders rank 8 GU immortal Yi Haofang was a transformation path GU immortal. Although he did not have a method-like familiar face, he was inside the 5-colored smoke which protected him from the investigative killer moves of other rank 8 GU immortals. As for the 5 regional formation, it had truly been detonated. Countless mortal GU died and the immortal GU used in the formation also suffered varying severity of damage. Only by doing this could they deceive Chen Yi's side. Chen Yi was still in the dark because of another reason as well, Fairy Ziwei had sent a notification to them. Chen Yi's group knew Prince Feng Xian's true identity which made them place attention on him constantly during the battle. Once there was any movement over on Prince Feng Xian's end and he backstabs the enemy, they were to actively cooperate and achieve greater success in the battle. Right now, Prince Feng Xian had directly destroyed the enemy's formation, this was a huge battle merit. Chen Yi's group had already been mentally prepared so they immediately accepted Fang Yuan. Since the secret that I was reborn has been exposed, Heavenly Court is definitely wary of Prince Feng Xian's identity being exposed as well. Currently, this war pertains to Fate GU, at the crucial moment, Heavenly Court will definitely use Prince Feng Xian to maintain the situation. This is something I can exploit. Fang Yuan sneered inwardly, he was disguised as Prince Feng Xian with a heavily injured look. Under the expectant gazes of Heavenly Court immortals, he entered the core of 9 consecutive unceasing formation confidently. A Spirit Affinity House Supreme Elder welcomed him first, she smiled, welcome home. Fang Yuan was ready and prepared to make a move. I am not the real Prince Feng Xian, I will be exposed when I converse with them. And I don't have Wu Yong's concealing methods, my killer move's aura will definitely leak when I prepare it. So the perfect time to make a move is at this moment when I have just entered the formation. Because I was chased, the killer move aura on my body has yet to dissipate. Fang Yuan was about to make a fatal move when a change occurred. Everyone in the whole battlefield had a change in their expression. What is that? Rank 9 killer move, it seems to have come from Northern Plains. Luck Path's aura, its direction seems like Heavenly Court. Both enemies and allies forgot about fighting as they all looked up at the sky. An enormous beam of light flew through the sky and shot towards Heavenly Court's direction at an extreme speed. This beam of light was so gigantic, like a large river that spanned across heaven and earth. Wherever it went, it pushed aside all the air, the light polar's movement was accompanied by a deafening and majestic sound. Such a grand and powerful killer move shocked everyone and sent them into a daze. Chen Yi, Wu Yong, and even Fang Yuan felt how small and insignificant they were at this moment. Unstoppable, invincible, the light pillar started from black heaven above Northern Plains, piercing through the regional wall and directly bombarding Heavenly Court. Heavenly Court shook intensely, the world seemed to tremble as countless immortal GU houses cracked and broke. This is. Duke Long looked up fiercely. The previous moment, he had been in high spirits and with his awe-inspiring might, he had beaten 7 extreme desolation and calamity luck altar to the point where they did not even know their bearings. But when the light pillar charged towards him, he paled in horror, in an instant, he had become fish on the chopping board. He could not move, he was locked firmly by the beam like an insect trapped in amber, he could only watch quietly as the pillar of light crashed, even though his current strength could make all other rank 8 GU immortals feel helpless and lament. Rank 9 killer move, this is Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's method. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable left behind a backup method after all. No, he is not targeting me, he is going after Fate GU. Duke Long suddenly realized as his face turned malevolent, he struggled with all his strength, trying to activate his immortal killer moves desperately. But what he feared still happened, his killer moves did not even activate once. The continuous failure in activating killer moves inflicted heavy backlash on him, his mouth and eyes were both bleeding. The Heavenly Court Immortals were confused and shocked, some who overestimated their own strength tried to obstruct the beam but were all incinerated into ashes. No rank 8 GU Immortal could block the advancement of the light pillar. Lord Ancestor Giant Sun, Master. At this moment, Bing Sai Chuan and Mao Li Chu's eyes shined brightly. But right as the beam of light was about to strike the refinement path formation, suddenly, everyone heard a deep sigh. Following that, the image of two venerables playing chess appeared once again in Imperfection Regret Pavilion. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, who was playing chess with Limitless Demon Venerable, grabbed a chess piece and tossed it out. Instantly, countless starlight specks flickered and gathered, they were so dazzling that they did not lose to the huge yellow beam. Starlight specks formed a giant web that obstructed the beam's advancement. The beam of light became slower and thinner, the starlight specks that were surrounding it were absorbing and transferring the strength away. Star Constellation Immortal Venerable. This is Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's method. The Heavenly Court GU Immortals were exalted, they looked at Imperfection Regret Pavilion with reverence and excited emotions. Duke Long gasped for breath, the beam of light had approached him closely, almost touching his face. But in the end, the beam was completely stopped and trapped by the starlight web. Damn it, we were so close. Bing Sai Chuan was very upset. Duke Long was Heavenly Court's strongest battle strength, he was also their leader and banner. If he died, Heavenly Court's morale would definitely fall greatly while Longevity Heaven, which still had Calamity Luck Altar and 7 Extreme Desolation, would have hope left. Star Constellation, this bitch, Mao Li Chu clenched its teeth fiercely. The beam of light suddenly changed abruptly, it started to rotate and got faster and faster, forming circles of whirling currents on its surface. Inside Imperfection Regret Pavilion, a surprised look appeared on Star Constellation Immortal Venerable's face. With a loud sound, the beam exploded, splitting into hundreds of enormous yellow chi currents that plunged into Bing Sai Chuan, Mao Li Chu, and the other Northern Plains experts. Mao Li Chu was dumbfounded. It had already been prepared for death, but after this yellow chi current moved through its limbs and bones, all its injuries were healed and immortal essence was condensing within its immortal aperture out of nowhere. A golden white halo appeared on Longevity Heaven's members, giving them a huge amplification. This amplification was several times stronger than heroes among people. After the light pillar got obstructed by the starlight web, it transformed into another effect and helped Longevity Heaven's members instead. Duke Long, let's fight again. Bing Sai Chuan shouted, having recovered to his peak condition. Calamity Luck Altar was also shrouded in a layer of radiance, and under Bing Sai Chuan's control, it flew out. Duke Long did not dodge but faced Calamity Luck Altar head-on. Calamity Luck Altar's momentum was blocked, but Duke Long was sent flying like a cannonball. He smashed through 5 to 6 thick walls before being stopped by the chi wall. Goo! Duke Long's face turned pale as he spat out large mouthfuls of blood. His chest had caved in and almost all his ribs were broken. Chapter 1736. Northern Plains Upper Hand. Heavenly Court Battlefield. Kill. Deafening battle roars resounded, the morale of the Northern Plains Immortals soared to an unprecedented height. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had made his move, it had extraordinary meaning, his descendants all felt a huge rise in their morale along with great increase in their strength. How can this be? A Heavenly Court Immortal suddenly stiffened in the air, unable to move. Before him, a famous expert of Northern Plains, Wisdom Path GU Immortal Lu Wei, let out a breath of air. I was almost killed by you, you were really so close, it is such a pity. Cold sweat dripped down the Heavenly Court GU Immortal's forehead, your killer move was clearly unable to bind me. HMPH, the amazing one is Giant Sun Immortal Venerable, you take no credit in this. Lu Wei sneered, then what about earlier when our side was suppressed by fate? Moreover, who cares about who the credit belongs to? Life or death, victory or defeat, these are the only important things, go die. He waved his hand lightly, taking the enemy's life. His eyes were narrow and his gaze was chilling as he sized up his surroundings with ill intentions, who should be next? You cannot break my defense, don't waste your effort. A Heavenly Court GU Immortal stood steadfast and unmoved, his whole body covered in an extremely tough barrier. Northern Plains GU Immortal Yu Yongzi took in a deep breath, he felt the vast new strength in his body, his dejectedness from earlier vanished as his confidence soared, the current me is not the same as before. Immortal Killer Move, Decomposition. Yu Yongzi's original name was Yi Luiwa and he cultivated Rule Path. After becoming a GU Immortal, he achieved remarkable feats repeatedly, but Yi Lui tribe did not give him the treatment he deserved. In a fit of anger, he defected from the tribe and became a demonic path GU Immortal. In his later years, Yi Lui tribe was jointly pushed aside and suppressed by many Huang Jin tribes. Yi Lui Hua, who had become rank 8, was welcomed back to become Yi Lui tribe's first supreme elder in a grand manner and returned to the righteous path. He relied on his own strength to achieve feats that was unattainable for ordinary GU Immortals, making the entire tribe lower its head and admit its past mistake. Yi Lui Hua's life history was painted with legendary tales that stimulated countless future generations. But even after returning to Yi Lui tribe and taking the position of first supreme elder, he did not use his original name and still went by Yu Yangzi. How can this be? The heavenly court GU Immortal was pale from shock. The defense that he prided himself on continued to break apart before disintegrating completely. With the help of giant sun Immortal Venerable, Yu Yangzi directly reversed the position of the strong and weak. The heavenly court GU Immortal fighting against him soon died a miserable death. Chink chink chink. 3 heavenly court immortals were fighting Yuan Ben. Yuan Ben was a rank 8 GU Immortal who primarily cultivated bone path and had shocking battle strength. While he was alive, he was considered the #1 battle strength in Northern Plains GU Immortal world. Even the other 4 regions often heard of his famous name. His physique was not strong built, instead he was slightly on the bony side. But his whole body was covered in extremely tough white bone armor. He held a white bone spear in his right hand which created a storm when he waved it. In his left hand, he held a bone sword. The sword light it gave off was cold and dark. Yuan Ben roared loudly when he received a portion of the yellow light. His armor suddenly shot out countless bone spikes. One heavenly court GU Immortal who was surrounding him could not dodge in time and died miserably after being pierced by hundreds of spikes. Yuan Ben took the chance to rush forward and pierce the second GU Immortal's heart with his spear while slicing off the third GU Immortal's head with his sword. But he did not feel any excitement or joy, instead he looked slightly sad. It is unfortunate you did not have all your GU worms and could not display your full strength. Furthermore, I obtained ancestors' help. This battle there is no honor in winning. Boom! With a loud bang, Duke Long was sent flying like a cannonball. Dragon roars resounded as Duke Long quickly stabilized himself. Suddenly, an enormous shadow shrouded over him. Duke Long quickly raised his head and saw Calamity Luck Altar pressing down like a mountain. Duke Long gave a cold grunt and clenched his fists with no intention to dodge. Lord Duke Long, let me lend you a hand. Heavenly Court GU Immortal Wu Shuang activated a killer move against Duke Long. Immortal killer move, Peerless. Duke Long took a deep breath and punched at Calamity Luck Altar. Immortal killer move, Chaotic Dragon Fist. Peerless, Chaotic Dragon Fist. Fist shadows flew and set off a violent gale. Calamity Luck Altar swayed unsteadily as it was struck by tens of millions of fist shadows. This Duke Long is still so absurdly strong. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth. Calamity Luck Altar had also received Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's amplification. Its strength had risen by several times but was still unable to suppress Duke Long. But right at this time, a giant flew over and joined the battlefield. It was 7 Extreme Desolation. Die, Duke Long. The 7 Extreme Desolation giant roared as it spat out countless pitch-black needles that shot towards Duke Long. Damn it! Heavenly Court GU Immortal Wu Shuang stared with a furious expression. He wanted to help but was blocked by other Northern Plains GU Immortals. Northern Plains GU Immortals had rich battle experiences, and these GU Immortals summoned by call of the ancient were experts of their eras. After fighting for so long, they were already able to tacitly coordinate. Duke Long was using Chaotic Dragon Fist to block Calamity Luck Altar but suffered from 7 Extreme Desolation's attack at the same time. These pitch-black needles were extremely powerful and had explosive momentum. Duke Long felt a chilling sensation of pain before they even touched him. A sharp light flashed past Duke Long's eyes. Immortal killer move, Clear Dragon Vision. With the activation of the investigative killer move, he immediately saw through many details of the pitch-black needles and knew this move contained the essence of Dark Path and was used to counter defensive methods. If he only used his dragon scales or 9 dragons protection, he would probably have countless holes in his body and be heavily injured. Then let's use offense against offense. Duke Long opened his mouth and breathed out heavily. Chi currents surged as they instantly formed an immortal killer move. Immortal killer move, Chi current scissors. Countless white chi currents charged towards the pitch-black needles. Chi currents cut through the air like sharp blades, cutting apart all the black needles in their path. Chi current scissors collided with pitch-black needles, each side dissipated by more than half of their original quantity. But there were some that escaped the collision and flew towards Duke Long in 7 extreme desolation. Almost at the same time, Duke Long gave a muffled grunt after being pierced by over 10 pitch-black needles, while several bones and muscles of 7 extreme desolation's body were cut by chi-current scissors. These injuries were shared by the 7 Big Dipper immortals inside 7 extreme desolation. They endured the pain as they coordinated their efforts in activating 7 extreme desolation to directly go after Duke Long. Duke Long sighed, he could only retreat. Since the battle started, this was the first time he had retreated on his own initiative. The enemy's momentum was so strong that Duke Long had no choice but to retreat. His killer move Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand could indeed let him be tyrannical among rank 8s, especially during the last moments of his life, he would have complete dominance over rank 8 GU immortals. But, in front of a rank 9 killer move, Heavenly Dragon's Last Stand paled greatly, losing much significance. Besides the might of the killer move itself, there was also a mysterious and profound change that was occurring. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's attack had been an offensive killer move which originated from northern plains and struck Central Continent's Heavenly Court. It crossed 2 regions without any decrease in its power. Heavenly Court's own defense was extremely strong, but it was not a match against Giant Sun's attack. Fortunately, during the critical moment, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable made a move and blocked Giant Sun's attack. But after being blocked, Giant Sun's attack changed its nature and transformed into an amplification method which overturned the whole battle situation. There were 4 main kinds of special techniques regarding the usage of killer moves: consecutive moves, variation moves, attached moves, and split moves. The so-called variation move used a certain killer move as the base and added in new attributes to achieve a different effect. For instance, Fang Yuan's Myriad Self-Killer move was the base for Strength Path Giant Hand. But if Fang Yuan activated the killer move, Myriad Self absolutely would not transform into Strength Path Giant Hand. These two had their own differences. In contrast, Giant Sun's attack seemed to be able to transform at will. One moment, it was an offensive killer move, while immediately after, it became an amplification method. The attainment that Giant Sun Immortal Venerable possessed in using the variation move technique had already surpassed Duke Long's level of understanding. My strength seems to be dissipating. Looks like Ancestor Giant Sun's amplification cannot be maintained for long. We need to stop focusing on fighting, and while the amplification still exists, we need to break through the enemy's defense line and seize Fate GU. As time passed, the Northern Plains GU immortals gradually realized something. Giant Sun's attack transformed and became a powerful amplification method, but this strength was quickly dissipating. Giant Sun's attack was much more explosive than Heroes Among People. But looking at the duration and area of coverage, Heroes Among People undoubtedly covered a larger area and could last for a longer time. Duke Long's expression changed. He was barely able to match both Calamity Luck Altar and 7 Extreme Desolation. Now that Northern Plains immortals were all attacking the Refinement Path formation, he was simply unable to defend it. Heavenly Court GU immortals gathered and formed a defensive line in front of the damaged Refinement formation. But under the berserk rush of the Northern Plains GU immortals, the defensive line was on the verge of breaking. All kinds of immortal killer moves collided. GU immortal corpses fell from the sky from time to time. Both sides staked their lives against each other. GU immortal deaths rose steeply around the thin defensive line. Northern Plains side was betting it all in this one fight while Heavenly Court members were defending with all their strength. Both sides gained constant reinforcements. GU immortals awakened from Heavenly Court immortal graveyard and rushed to the battlefield to reinforce the defensive line. While from the phantom image of the River of Time, Northern Plains experts stepped out and went to fight without saying a word. The defensive line was teetering on the edge of collapsing. Fairy Ziwei had already joined the battlefield and was using all her might to resist the Northern Plains immortals' offense. Suddenly, a faint shadow appeared beside Fairy Ziwei. Northern Plains GU immortal expert Lu. This person was a rank 8 expert but did not have a good reputation. When he was alive, he was the only rank 8 GU immortal in Lu tribe, and according to the customs, he should have inherited the first Supreme Elder's position. But from a young age, Lu had never fought openly and only bullied the weak while fearing the strong. All his attacks were usually sneak attacks. His reputation was so bad that others could not bring themselves to respect or trust him. If he took the position and became Lu tribe's first Supreme Elder, it would instead burden the whole of Lu tribe and affect Lu tribe's image and reputation instead. Lu was an anomaly and a unique existence in the history of Northern Plains. But because of this nature, he was still alive in this battlefield now. Chapter 1737, Heavenly Court's Foundation. Lu had set foot in the battlefield very early, but within his batch of Northern Plains experts, the others were already killed and only he remained. This battle was too dangerous and fierce. It was very common to see the sacrifice of rank 8 GU immortals. Lu's achievements in this battle were brilliant, having killed at least 8 Heavenly Court members. With his plentiful battle experiences, he had long been paying attention to Fairy Ziwei and had already deduced that she was a crucial key in this battle. Now he suddenly sneak attacked, but this attack had been prepared for a long time. At that very instance, Fairy Ziwei's hair stood on end. She was suffocated with a feeling of fatal danger that filled her mind. Fairy Ziwei was well aware that she was simply unable to block the enemy with just her defensive methods. But she did not have the time to activate other defensive measures at this point. Right as Fairy Ziwei was about to die, at the crucial moment, a Heavenly Court GU immortal rushed out from the side. It was Wu Shuang, who had reinforced Duke Long earlier. Swish! With a muffled noise, Lu's killer move that was like a grey knife pierced through Wu Shuang and even stabbed into Fairy Ziwei's shoulder. Damn it, this guy blocked most of the attack. Lu's expression rapidly changed as he quickly disappeared on the spot. Fairy Ziwei was heavily injured but Wu Shuang was dead. Lu disappeared without a trace. Who knew whose life would be gone the next time he appeared? Boom! Air waves surged. Duke Long was sent flying hundreds of steps before he barely stabilized himself. He finally blocked 7 Extreme Desolation's killer move, but the price he paid were his 2 hands and the dragon scales in front of his chest. His hands drooped down powerlessly, his dragon scales were completely destroyed and blood had already dyed his chest. Duke Long immediately activated healing methods, but the dark path Dao marks in his hands were extremely dense, moreover they were arranged in a mystical way which greatly hindered the healing effect. Ha ha ha, Duke Long, you have been struck by our snake lure and dark life entanglement, you still want to recover your injuries in such a short period. Keep dreaming, a voice from within 7 Extreme Desolation sneered. Next, Calamity Luck Altar changed its battle style as it suddenly drilled down into the ground and sneak attacked Duke Long from below. An immortal killer move was activated and struck Duke Long. A giant golden light sphere appeared and trapped Duke Long within it. The light sphere was constantly shrinking, diminishing the space that Duke Long had. His bones were making creaking noises, his dragon scales were falling off continuously and his dragon horns showed evident cracks. Bing Sai Chuan let out a huge breath of relief after seeing Duke Long trapped. Duke Long's speed was too shocking, while this killer move Calamity Luck Altar used was rather slow and would have been difficult for it to land on him. Fortunately, Northern Plains GU immortals were highly adept in fighting. Because they focused on his weaknesses, Duke Long's attention was drawn to them and he could only defend passively. The coordination with 7 Extreme Desolation was also growing increasingly, thus it created an opportunity for the killer move to strike Duke Long. Crack! A large part of Duke Long's dragon horns fell off. A huge amount of purple hair scattered in the air. The 9 Dragon Phantoms of 9 Dragons protection killer move that coiled around Duke Long's body was barely resisting the huge pressure from the surroundings. Duke Long, your dominance has passed. Fate GU will belong to my longevity heaven. As for you, death awaits. Bing Sai Chuan's voice spread throughout the battlefield. He could only entrap Duke Long within this short period and could not take his life, but it did not matter, he could use this to lower Heavenly Court's morale. Sure enough, many Heavenly Court members were shaken when they saw Duke Long being trapped. Duke Long suddenly laughed loudly. Even if I die here, so what? You Northern Plains GU immortals are not afraid of death. Do you think Heavenly Court members fear death? With just a few words, Heavenly Court's immortals cheered and their morale surged. We went to hibernate because of our responsibilities, it was not because we feared death. What a joke, would we fear death? We are members of Heavenly Court. We defend the glory of humanity, we have never feared sacrifices since the remote antiquity era. The Heavenly Court GU immortals began to counterattack, not hesitating to use their physical bodies to block the killer moves of Northern Plains GU immortals. Once there was a chance, the Heavenly Court GU immortals would disregard their own bodies to attack fiercely and try to take the Northern Plains experts down together with them. Northern Plains GU immortals were valiant, but Heavenly Court GU immortals started to go crazy. Damn it! Bing Sai Chuan realized the situation. He had intended to lower Heavenly Court's morale, but Duke Long's words actually destroyed his plan. Bing Sai Chuan sneered, his voice spreading throughout the battlefield once again, laughable. Your sacrifice is meaningless, no matter how many GU immortals are sacrificed on our side, they are only formed by the killer move of Red Lotus Demon Venerable, they were never alive to begin with. Using these dead people to exchange for your lives, we are definitely the ones winning here. How much foundation does your heavenly court have? How long can this go on? Foundation, Duke Long sneered. We have more than enough. He began to retaliate. He was unable to use his two hands, but his aura started to inflate as it covered him like a sturdy wall. Duke Long looked at Calamity Luck Altar with a gaze of disdain. Your longevity heaven was founded in the medieval antiquity era, and it has only been about 300,000 years. As for our heavenly court, it has already been 3,879,687 3,879,687 years. Calculate it yourself, how many times longer it is compared to your longevity heaven. Don't try to estimate my heavenly court's foundation, HMPH, you can never imagine it in your wildest dreams. Bing Sai Chuan, take a look at the immortal graveyard and then look at your laughable phantom river of time. Bing Sai Chuan's expression sank, but he was silent. He did not need to look, he had all along been observing these two areas. There were fewer and fewer Northern Plains GU immortals coming out from the phantom river of time. But groups of GU immortals were still awakening from Heavenly Court constantly. Heavenly Court's foundation was truly unfathomable. Duke Long continued. How many people can a tribe have? How many geniuses will rise from a tribe? Bing Sai Chuan, look at our central continent. We chose all kinds of geniuses from all the mortals in central continent. Even if a tribe has a genius, can they truly nurture them? The tribe's blood and familial relations will become obstacles. This phenomenon of familial relations is much weaker in our sects. Moreover, the sects' competitions are more fair and transparent. Even if a genius appears in the family of a tribe's higher-ups, how much effort can a tribe's GU immortal spend to cultivate this genius junior? GU immortals also have many things to do and are extremely busy. But in sects, a genius junior will receive guidance from many people. From the moment they start cultivating until they become a GU immortal, they will receive appropriate guidance. There are many missions in sects which provide ample benefits for guiding juniors. Let me ask, how many tribes can do this? Duke Long's voice became louder and was filled with arrogance and pride. Immortals of Northern Plains, you are truly courageous to dare to invade Heavenly Court. Unfortunately, your understanding is bound by your tribal system. You have really underestimated Heavenly Court's foundation. Bing Sai Chuan was silent. He wanted to retort, but there were no words he could say. Because the truth was right here in full view. There was a constant flow of GU immortals awakening from Heavenly Court's immortal graveyard. Over 3 million years ago, remote antiquity era. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable looked at the surrounding human GU immortals and nodded slightly. All of Central Continent's GU immortals have gathered here. There are also a few friends from the other 4 regions. Lord Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, we hurried here after receiving your call. We will listen to your instructions and teachings. Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable smiled and expressed his suggestion. From today onwards, Central Continent will establish sects and take in disciples to impart our skills to the future generation. What? Abolishing the clan system? I had already heard of this rumor, but Lord Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, you really want to do this? Isn't this too? The human GU immortals discussed and showed reluctant expressions. Someone tried persuading in a careful tone. Lord Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, you are the only rank 9 GU immortal of the current world. If you want to establish your own clan, it will definitely be the #1 superforce in the whole world. Your children will inherit your glory and skills. All of our clans will definitely accept your clan's leadership. Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable shook his head slightly. He looked at the persuading GU immortal with a tranquil gaze. Clan. I would like to ask you, in history, have there been any long-lasting clans? Once a clan develops, the ties of blood relationship will become thin. When I had yet to be an Immortal Venerable, we fought with other variant human forces. Besides our unity, it was because we made use of their internal conflicts. I want to create sects, an organization that does not rely on blood relations. The human GU immortals kept silent for a while before someone gave a forceful smile. Lord Immortal Venerable, you are correct. Once a clan dominates, it is easy for their unity to become loose. But you are different. You are the first GU immortal to cultivate to rank 9. There might not even be a rank 9 Immortal Venerable in the future. As long as you are there in the clan, which member will dare to drift away? With your existence, this will be the clan with the strongest unity. Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable nodded. You are right. But what if I am not there? How much longer can I live? The human GU immortals were dazed. Someone said, Lord Immortal Venerable, you are at your prime right now. Another person said, we will constantly search for lifespan GU, you will definitely be the GU immortal who will live the longest in history. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable smiled, saying with a tranquil tone, but I will still die. Who can live forever in this world? He shook his head and sighed, replying to himself, no one. The GU Immortals were silent. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable continued. Besides lifespan GU, other lifespan extension methods all have flaws. But even if we gather lifespan GU, we all know that lifespan GU will keep on decreasing in production, isn't that so? The human GU Immortals remained silent. This is heaven's will. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable raised his head, his gaze seemingly piercing through the cave walls, directly observing the clouds and heavens. The way of heaven takes away surpluses while replenishing deficits. There has never been a supreme existence with eternal life. The tallest tree will suffer the greatest damage from the wind, a tall pile of sand will crumble from the rushing tides. New variant human experts will emerge to replace the old. Our human race is also the same. I might be invincible in the world, but it is only temporary. I will die one day. This involves the heavenly Tao, fate, as well as rules and regulations. They are all recorded in the less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than. Chapter 1738. Primordial Origin Heavenly Court. The atmosphere in the cave became increasingly repressed. A young GU Immortal gave a forced smile. Lord Immortal Venerable, you are only a few hundred years old now. You still have thousands of years and even more than 10,000 years of life left. Isn't it too early to consider this? Primordial origin Immortal Venerable's expression turned solemn. He looked at the young GU Immortal with a calm gaze. The latter could not even last for a few breaths and quickly lowered his head. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable spoke with a serious tone. He who gives no thought to far-flung problems will soon find suffering nearby. If we don't consider this early on and take precautions, after I die, all of our sacrifices will become meaningless. Our hard-earned achievements from countless battles will also crumble and disintegrate. Ignoring anything else, once I die, who among you will be able to take on the responsibility as leader once the variant humans retaliate? Primordial origin Immortal Venerable asked. The GU Immortals looked at each other. No one spoke. Although humans had risen, they had relied on Primordial origin Immortal Venerable alone. The others, no matter what ranks they were or even comparing quantity, were far from matching the variant human races. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable heaved a deep sigh. Central continent is too big. How many human GU Immortals are there? And how many variant human GU Immortals are there? What about mortals? What is the population of the entire human race and what is the population of the variant humans? Our difference is enormous. Even if we can rule Central Continent in our lifetimes and unite this region, what about the other 4 regions? Currently, my strength has been exposed. Variant humans are deeply aware they cannot fight me, so they have already gone into hiding. We don't have any effective methods to find their accurate locations. Especially those variant human GU Immortals' grotto heavens and blessed lands. If they put them outside, we won't be able to notice them even if we are right in front of them. The Immortals fully understood the intention of Primordial origin Immortal Venerable now. Even if the human race rose, it was by relying on Primordial origin Immortal Venerable alone. And Primordial origin Immortal Venerable's lifespan was limited. He would die one day. Moreover, even right now when he was still alive, it would be very difficult for the human race to unite Central Continent. Variant humans were too difficult to find. They could hide and still continue to thrive. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable was invincible, but he did not have an effective method to dig out their locations. A certain elderly man among the GU Immortals said with a heavy voice, "So, based on Lord Immortal Venerable's words, the way for humanity to rule in the long term is to give up our clan system and establish sects." Primordial origin Immortal Venerable nodded solemnly. Yes. How can we win against variant humans and provide a bright future for the whole of humanity? This is not possible with just me alone. Variant humans can hide away in the worst-case scenario. Even if I am invincible, I can only lead Central Continent's humans to independence and make them gain a stable footing in the world. If we truly want humanity to rise, we must rely on ourselves. We must expand our population and also nurture as many GU Immortals as we can. As long as our human race has stronger and many more GU Immortals than the variant humans, humanity's future will be bright. If we use the clan system, what difference is there from the variant humans? We are already extremely behind. If we keep on using this clan system, we will never be able to surpass them. Establishing sects and actively looking and excavating geniuses is the only way. Not worrying about the costs and abandoning prejudices to nurture them, only then will we have the hope of surpassing these variant human races. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable words sent the GU Immortals into silence once again. Many had already regained their calm. They knew primordial origin Immortal Venerable's words were reasonable. But there were still some GU Immortals who frowned, unable to accept this. A GU Immortal asked, "Can the sect system allow us to cooperate sincerely? Will we really be able to become meritocratic? Does this mean there won't be internal conflict or suppression?" Of course not. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable shook his head. An organization run by people will definitely have selfishness and conflict over personal gains. A clan bases its foundation on blood or marriage relations, while a sect decides based on abilities and talent. The latter is naturally more open and transparent. The limited cultivation resources will go to the more suitable people, which is more beneficial to the overall situation. That person opened his mouth but was unable to criticize the advantage of sects. He could only approach this from another angle. Does this mean clans are unable to find talents? Clans also have the system of absorbing external talents through marriages or adopting children. You are right. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable nodded. But how many marriages can you have? Even if you adopt many children, they will probably be ostracized and suppressed when compared to those blood-related descendants of the clansmen, right? The human GU Immortals finally had nothing to say. Primordial origin Immortal Venerable continued in an earnest voice. I know that the sect system will not truly be accepted at first. We painstakingly seek the way of GU Immortal cultivation. We paid an immeasurable price to obtain success. It is okay if we leave it to our own descendants, but a sect means that we need to give them to outsiders. But the truth is, establishing sects does not mean you are going to casually impart the profundities of your immortal cultivation to others. But you will be choosing geniuses. These geniuses must not only have great innate talent but also have upright moral virtues, and most importantly, they must be loyal to their sect. Furthermore, even if we don't have clans, will that mean your descendants cannot receive your help? Of course not. When these people enter the respective sects, they will naturally receive your care. But I hope you keep these actions quiet and not violate the sect rules openly. As long as we defend the sect rules, our descendants, disciples, and children will also actively abide by the sect rules. As long as we create sects and be united, I believe humanity can truly rise up in the future. My influence cannot extend to the 4 regions far away, but in Central Continent, I hope that everyone will create sects and give up on the clan system. For the sake of humanity, I must emphasize this one point. Every Central Continent GU Immortal needs to create or join a sect. You cannot establish a clan. Any future GU Immortal will also follow this rule. If anyone breaks the rule, they will face judgment from me personally as well as the collective force of all other GU Immortals. The human GU Immortals did not utter a single word. When Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable showed a tough stance, they simply could not go against him. But what made them thankful was that Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable did not blindly forbid the clan system. The sect system only applied to GU Immortals, that was to say, mortals and GU Masters could use the clan system to continue living. Moreover, even if GU Immortals established sects, they could still take care of their descendants and friends. This could be considered as Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable's compromise towards reality, but this also showed his wisdom and foresight. Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable continued, "As your leader, I shall set the example. I hereby take an oath that I will create sects and not clans. I will take in disciples and impart my life's learnings to them without holding back anything. Moreover, when I die in the future, my immortal aperture will also be contributed to be the foundation of the sect and it will not be left to my bloodline descendants." Lord Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable. You. The human GU Immortals were all shaken. At this moment, they looked towards Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable's calm expression and sensed his resolution to make sacrifices for the sake of the big picture. If even Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable was doing this, what reason did they have to not follow him? Lord Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, you are correct, I will follow your orders. From today onwards, we will create sects and not clans. The existence of Lord Immortal Venerable is truly the blessing of humanity. Following Lord is definitely the best decision I'll make in my life. Lord Immortal Venerable, I still have some things I don't understand about the sect establishment. Do speak. Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable said. What kind of sect do you want to create? Where should we build our sects? What rules does a sect have? What are the key factors in establishing a sect? Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable took a deep breath. I have already envisioned the concept of sects for a long time. This plan will involve all the possible aspects we can consider. Take me as an example. First, my sect will be named Heavenly Court. A long time passed. Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable answered the questions of all the immortals. They no longer had any doubts. He then looked at the immortals. Next, it will depend on you. I believe as long as we widely establish sex and progress, even if I die, humanity will become more prosperous, and if variant humans don't make any changes, they will definitely perish. Please have faith in me. Don't think that our sex are merely a concept and not reality. I believe as long as we go on with our plan, sex will gradually let out dazzling radiance in the long course of history. Heavenly Court and our sex will become renowned throughout the world, and we will become existences that our enemies fear. 3,817,687 years later. Heavenly Court battlefield. The fierce battle continued. Longevity Heaven, which had obtained Giant Sun's help, occupied the upper hand. However, Heavenly Court members continued to awaken from the Immortal graveyard. Who is it? Who has the guts to invade Heavenly Court? This is the fruit of our ancestors' labor. I won't allow you to destroy it. Many people have given up their blood and lives. Longevity Heaven, which operates on a mere tribal system, wants to defeat Heavenly Court. HMPH, wishful thinking. Longevity Heaven, you are despicable. For your personal gains, you incited an internal battle among humans. Our Heavenly Court is the sacred land of humanity, the sanctuary of humanity, the rightful leader of humanity. We represent the fighting spirit of humanity. It has not changed since millions of years ago. I will follow Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, Star Constellation Immortal Venerable, and Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable. I will defend our Heavenly Court with my life. Loud shouts resounded as old-looking, young-looking, male, and female GU Immortals walked out of the Immortal graveyard to join the battle. Like what Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable said 3 million years ago, his Heavenly Court had become an enormous monster that loomed over the world. His spirit continued to be inherited and had never changed. Countless geniuses were found and nurtured by sects, following after the first Venerable who had died long ago and upholding his spirit and ideology. The Northern Plains GU Immortals were incomparably valiant, but the Heavenly Court Immortals were showing an aura of madness. Even if they did not have their Immortal GU, even if they perished together with the enemy, their faces did not show perplexity or fear. Instead, their faces seemed to shine with brightness. The glory of those who defended their beliefs. It was so dazzling and brilliant. Why? We are clearly stronger. Why are we being suppressed by Heavenly Court's momentum? Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth, his face turned ashen. Chapter 1739, Heavenly Court's Sacrifice. Heavenly Court Battlefield. The battle of rank 8 GU Immortals had already become extremely tragic. Longevity Heaven, your performance truly disappoints all of us. HMPH, Heavenly Court's members really like to brag shamelessly. You have become used to being the leader for too long. Watch now as I wipe the floor with all of you. You and I both belong to the human race. Our internal conflict has actually reached such a state. Northern Plains Immortals, you are courageous but you don't have any beliefs. You will never understand our beliefs. Northern Plains GU Immortals perished constantly, but the death of every Northern Plains expert was accompanied by the lives of several Heavenly Court GU Immortals. Northern Plains. Longevity Heaven. Duke Long was extremely furious. Despite being equally matched, the Grand Heavenly Court has actually been forced to such a miserable state unforgivable. Boom. Duke Long suddenly raised his arms, finally breaking the sphere that trapped him. But Calamity Luck Altar and 7 Extreme Desolation quickly responded. The three tussled continuously. The situation fell into a stalemate. Quick, quick. Alright, the refinement path formation has finally been repaired. Yuan Chongdu, it all depends on you now. We will protect you, and unless we die, no one will disturb this refinement path formation. Several Heavenly Court GU Immortals called out as they defended 4 directions, forming a firm defensive line. Because Heavenly Court GU Immortals defended selflessly, the refinement path formation was repaired and the defensive line was re-established. Bing Sai Chuan saw this and quickly got away from Duke Long, trying to destroy Heavenly Court. Don't even think about it. Duke Long gave a loud shout as he used all his strength to hold back Calamity Luck Altar and 7 Extreme Desolation without any regards to his injuries. Bing Sai Chuan was unable to break free, so he quickly mobilized his forces. The Northern Plains Immortals attacked once again. The Heavenly Court GU Immortals suffered heavy casualties, but with GU Immortals constantly awakening from the Immortal graveyard and filling up the gaps, the defensive line instead became more firm than before. Good, now is the time. Lu wanted to quietly sneak in, but his expression soon changed as his concealment was gone and his true body was revealed. A Heavenly Court GU Immortal, with a large amount of jade pearls floating around him, flew towards him with killing intent. You are the one. The culprit who is stained with the blood of many of my Heavenly Court friends. Your crimes shall end here. Is that Senior Yu Zuzi? Yuan Chongdu, who was just about to enter the formation, saw this scene by chance and was extremely happy. In history, rank 8 GU Immortal Yu Zuzi was most proficient at exposing concealment. From the amount of jade pearls floating around him, he no doubt had most of his immortal GU. As such, Lu was restrained by him. We can win. With so many heavenly court seniors here, we can definitely win. No, more accurately saying, victory will inevitably and naturally belong to my heavenly court. Yuan Chongdu's eyes flashed with resolution. He entered the GU formation once again and had just taken control of it when he pleasantly discovered this refinement path formation was much superior than the previous one. So that's it. To restore Fate GU, our seniors have added in so many immortal GU. Tears appeared in Yuan Chongdu's eyes. The more immortal GU used in this refinement path formation, the fewer immortal GU the GU immortals would have, they were more likely to die in the battlefield. This was their sacrifice. A willing sacrifice. I need to continue repairing Fate GU. Yuan Chongdu sat cross-legged, his expression was tranquil, but a fire was burning in his heart. It was blazing. A deep memory surfaced within the fire. His master was standing before him. Little Du, you are sleeping at the back of the mountain again. It is not good if you are so lazy all the time. The young Yuan Chongdu woke up with a resentful expression. Master. He mumbled and said angrily, Master, why don't you transfer me back? I like Fire Path, a true man should choose Fire Path. But Little Du, your talent in Refinement Path is extremely shocking, so Master made you cultivate Refinement Path. In comparison, your Fire Path talent is too ordinary. But I like Fire Path, it looks so cool and awesome in fights. As for Refinement Path, I have to constantly stay in a secret room and endlessly refine GU. Not to mention there is high cost, GU refinement fails frequently and all the effort will be wasted. More importantly, there is a huge danger in refining GU just like in battle. Rather than dying from depression from refining GU, I would rather use Fire Path and die grandly in the battlefield. His master sighed helplessly and said in a serious tone, Little Du, you have to choose Refinement Path not because you like it but because it is your responsibility. Our Refinement Path faction really needs a genius like you to invigorate it. Don't let your temperament get the better of you, Little Du. You are already a man, you should accept your responsibility, understood? Young Yuan Chongdu flung his head back indignantly, Tisk, understood. If this is master's order, I will obey it. His master sighed again, it is not an order, it is your responsibility. Moreover, cultivating Refinement Path is quite delightful as well, you will feel this delight one day. So, take on the responsibility and refine GU happily. How can that ever happen? The lazy me has never experienced a moment when such a heavy responsibility weighs down on my shoulders. Right, there is also another feeling, joy. Hehehehe, ha ha ha. Yuan Chongdu curled his lips up as he laughed in his head. Tears were overflowing on his face. Master, I finally understand your words. Your disciple did not disappoint you in the end. There is simply no need to divert my attention to protect myself with these comrades here, I do not need to worry. Let's make a push for it. When Fate GU is completely repaired, I will have completed my responsibility and will not have let down everyone's expectations. After that I shall happily embrace death. Yuan Chongdu smiled as he activated a forbidden move. Once this move was used, whether the GU refinement succeeds or fails, his death would be certain. But so what if that was the case? Some things were much more important than an individual's life. Hidden Dragon Cave Battlefield. 4 Eastern Sea GU immortals were surrounding Dragon Palace and attacking madly. The 4 dragon generals were suppressed and could only rely on Dragon Palace to defend themselves. It seems that becoming a dragon man is not without a cost. Come out, didn't you want to trap us? Now, you are hiding inside the immortal GU house. A bunch of cowards. You really underestimated us. Song Qiyuan, Qing Yuan and the rest were furious as they activated powerful killer moves one after the other, firmly suppressing the other side. Even a kind person gets angry at times, let alone these 4 Eastern Sea rank 8 GU immortals. Duke Long's scheme and the betrayal of Zhang Yin's group thoroughly infuriated them, they erupted with an extremely powerful battle strength. When comparing the temperament of people in the 5 regions, Eastern Sea was the most gentle and compromising. But such an unmoving and calm sea also had the side of torrential waves and tsunamis. When Eastern Sea people were truly angered, their enemies would comprehend what terror truly was. Suddenly, the attacks of Song Qiyuan's group slowed down. Someone is here. Who is it? It is clearly Heavenly Court's reinforcements. Song Qiyuan's group of 4 quickly changed their tactics, 2 continued to attack Dragon Palace while the other 2 flew out to fight off enemy reinforcements. I can only send you all here. An old heavenly court Gu Immortal smiled as his body turned into light specks and dissipated. His lifespan was exhausted. Qin Song, you can go peacefully. It is our turn now. These were a number of heavenly court Gu Immortals that were carefully chosen by Fairy Ziwei. Laughable, coming over so eagerly, you old-timers want us to observe your deaths. Hua Kaiyun and Shen Kong Sheng charged forward. Eastern Sea scoundrels, don't even dream about getting Dragon Palace. Old-timer who has a leg in his coffin already, why don't you just die obediently? Boom boom boom, both sides fought immediately. Infallible blessed land battlefield. Roar, countless dragon roars resounded throughout the whole battlefield. Immortal killer move, myriad ghost sword dragon. This compound killer move that comprised ancient sword dragon transformation, myriad self, Yama child, Emperor Yama, and familiar face was activated once again. He is Fang Yuan. Quick, protect the formation, we can't let him succeed. Fang Yuan, you have such guts. Fang Yuan sneered. You want to stop me now? Too late. Thanks to Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's attack that had attracted the attention of Central Continent's GU Immortals, Fang Yuan was able to activate his killer move smoothly. Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon was extraordinary, not only did it have huge power, it was also difficult to get rid of. After all, this move expended Fang Yuan's soul path Dao marks, it was similar to Wu Yong's unlimited wind. The 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation might be powerful but its inner core was still weak. After Fang Yuan's countless ghost dragons wreaked havoc, it was already showing signs of collapsing. Fang Yuan turned into Emperor Yama, myriad dragons roared around him and his cold eyes looked at the Central Continent GU Immortals who were helpless to do anything. The 9-9 consecutive unceasing formation started to crumble at its core, from inside to outside. The formation's collapse inflicted powerful backlash to the Central Continent GU Immortals. Without Fang Yuan having to attack, many were heavily injured and on the verge of dying. Fang Yuan really succeeded, Wu Yong mumbled with a complicated expression. Quick, attack them, Yao Huang shouted, his aged and listless attitude was gone as he led the charge heroically. Let me deal with Prince Feng Xian, all of you leave. Hairyfoot Mountain, the location of infallible blessed land, was exposed. You want to repair fate GU, HMPH, wishful thinking. Although it is a slight pity to destroy infallible blessed land, let's end this here. Fang Yuan laughed malevolently as he pointed like an emperor, countless sword dragons charged down like his fearless soldiers. With me here, don't even think about it, Fang Yuan. At the crucial moment, a figure appeared and blocked the countless ghost dragons. Rank 8 Fire Path Expert, Li Huang. Immortal killer move, Verdant Sun Flame Cloak. Countless ghost dragons were filled with drunkenness before they even neared and combusted spontaneously. With me, Li Huang, here, none of you shall move forward. Li Huang shouted. Is that so? Then I will let you have a taste of the consecutive move of Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with cold light. Immortal killer move, Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword. Within a few breaths of time, countless ghost dragons gathered into one, forming an enormous pitch-black dragon-marked soul sword. The soul sword floated in the air, its tip was pointing towards Li Huang but it did not move. Immortal killer move, Luo Po Seal. Fang Yuan struck the soul sword with Luo Po Seal. At the next moment, the soul sword quickly stabbed forward. Li Huang hesitated for a moment, the soul sword's speed was astonishing but he could still dodge with his speed. But right now, he could not dodge. He had to face it head-on. The soul sword quietly pierced through Li Huang. The flames subsided, Li Huang's face became as pale as a dead man's. His eyes were wide open in disbelief, his body collapsed like a kite with its string cut. You dared to face the combined power of both my moves. It was a valiant effort but you could not be any more foolish. Fang Yuan glanced indifferently. Li Huang was dead. Chapter 1740, Karma Relocation. Lord Li Huang, oh heavens, how could this happen? Good job. In infallible blessed land battlefield, Li Huang's corpse fell, shocking countless people. Fang Yuan laughed malevolently as he continued to charge towards Hairyfoot Mountain while projecting his icy voice throughout the whole battlefield. Anyone who dares to block me will face this ending. In an instant, his awe-inspiring demonic might shocked everyone. Central Continent's morale fell greatly, a dark light flashed past Wu Yong's eyes, while Yao Huang's group was greatly stunned. Chu Du's expression was slightly complicated. Back when Fang Yuan was undergoing tribulation while rank 6, he had fought with Fang Yuan. Who could have thought that in just a few years, Fang Yuan had already become a person whom he had to look up to. Counting the first time I used Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon, this time's Myriad Sword Ghost Dragon usage as well as Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword, about 10,000 of my Soul Path Dao marks have been expended. Fang Yuan analyzed in his head. Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon was powerful, but it permanently expended Fang Yuan's Soul Path Dao marks. One activation of Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon expended 4,000 Soul Path Dao marks. After killing Li Huang, Fang Yuan's Soul Path Dao marks had been shaved off by 10,000. Naturally, Fang Yuan did not have so many Soul Path Dao marks yet, he was substituting them with Transformation Path Dao marks. In short, Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword was a powerful move that could kill Li Huang who possessed Verdant Sun Flame Cloak, but the cost was extremely high as well. The significance of Dao marks was obvious to a GU Immortal. Permanently expending Dao marks was directly reducing one's foundation, it could not be used easily unless absolutely necessary. Moreover, this move had a flaw, the Soul Sword's speed was not outstanding and could be dodged easily. Fang Yuan knew that Li Huang was protecting Hairy Foot Mountain and could not casually dodge the attack, so he used this move. Hairy Foot Mountain. Looking at Hairy Foot Mountain that was getting closer in his vision, Fang Yuan gave a moved sigh. Who could have thought the majestic and renowned infallible blessed land would be on Hairy Foot Mountain? From the outside, this mountain was extremely ordinary, it was like an inconspicuous hill. But in truth, it was one of the most important areas to Heavenly Court in order to repair Fate GU, and now had become an area to determine victory or defeat in this arduous battle. Fang Yuan. At the next moment, another figure appeared and blocked Fang Yuan's path. It was Chen Yi. Wu Yang did not kill you, then let me end your life instead. Fang Yuan called out as he prepared Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword once again. Chen Yi's face turned solemn. Even Li Huang had perished, he did not have any confidence in facing Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword. This is. At the crucial moment, Chen Yi suddenly felt his chest burning as if a hot iron was pressed on his flesh. A powerful and mysterious force circulated and permeated his body. Following the surging of this strength, Chen Yi's clothes were ripped apart, revealing his chest. There was a painting on his chest, the painting of a tall tree wavering in the wind. Ah! Chen Yi cried out in shock. Isn't this painting the one which was engraved on my body when I inherited Genesis Lotus, true inheritance many years ago? At the same time, information was directly transmitted to his mind. This is Lord Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's arrangement. Chen Yi was surprised and happy, he quickly activated the strongest ability according to this information. Immortal Killer Move, Karma Divine Tree. Immediately, green smoke rose from Chen Yi's body. The smoke gathered 6 feet above his head, gradually slowing down to a stop and circulating within itself, forming into the shape of a tree. The tree was thick and sturdy with dense amounts of branches and lush leaves, and there were dozens of fruits hanging on it. But these fruits were very weird, they were in all kinds of shapes, colors and sizes. Some were like black peaches, some were pink but large like a basin, some had spikes on them, some had transparent skin, the flesh and core could be seen from the outside. Karma Divine Tree formed quickly and the power within the painting transferred to Karma Divine Tree. Chen Yi seemed to have heard Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's voice. Look closely, this is the consecutive move built upon Karma Divine Tree, Karma Relocation. The killer move activated, as if intense winds were blowing, the green smoke flickered as Karma Divine Tree started to sway and dance in the wind. Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword attacked like a meteoric thunderbolt. But just when it neared Karma Divine Tree, with a whoosh, Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword suddenly disappeared. What? Fang Yuan was shocked. At that instant, he sensed that his connection to his killer move Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword became negligible, as if Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword was suddenly worlds apart from him. What method is this? It seems like instant transportation. Fang Yuan immediately narrowed his eyes as sharp light flashed past them. The connection between immortal killer moves and GU immortals had a certain limit in range. When it surpassed this limit, the immortal killer move would usually break apart. Fang Yuan's Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword was based on the killer move Myriad Ghost Sword Dragon and carried the trait of enslavement path, thus he could still maintain a trace of connection even if it was teleported over 10,000 li away. But this connection was extremely faint, if it surpassed this distance even a little, the killer move would collapse by itself. If that happened, Fang Yuan would suffer the backlash of killer move failure. Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword was so powerful, its backlash absolutely would not be weak and would definitely make him cough out blood. It can forcibly teleport killer moves. Wu Yang obtained the information from Fang Yuan, then let me see how you deal with my farewell friend Wind. Wu Yang sneered. His figure appeared behind Chen Yi. Immortal killer move, farewell friend wind. But Wu Yang had just touched Chen Yi's shoulder when his vision changed. In an instant, he was teleported away from infallible blessed land, returning to southern border. Wu Yang was dumbfounded as he stood at the peak of the mountain. Soon afterwards, he came to his senses. His face was extremely dark as he quickly sent the information. Even rank 8 GU immortals can be forcibly sent away. What killer move is this? Karma Divine Tree still had such a mysterious ability. The southern border and northern plains immortals were shaken while central continent's morale rose again. We will continue defending like this. Chen Yi was exalted, but Fang Yuan's voice made him solemn once more. Fang Yuan shouted, I found it. His teleportation ability seems to be unstoppable, but there is a limit in the amount of times he can use it. Because after using it twice, 2 fruits were consumed. It was discovered so quickly. Chen Yi smiled bitterly. Let me try. Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu flew over. His body shook slightly as he split into countless clones and charged forward like a giant wave. This was a classic enslavement path battle tactic, a battle of attrition style. Karma Divine Tree swayed with the wind, a fruit suddenly disappeared. Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu's main body disappeared. Feng Yuan's group received his message shortly afterwards. He was teleported to Eastern Sea. The immortals were in a clamor. Feng Yuan sank into deep thought. This time, Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu's main body was directly teleported away. The enslavement path battle tactic has failed. According to conventional reasoning, shouldn't it be teleporting each clone? It actually directly affected the main body. This time, Yao Huang's group charged over. Slow down, Brother Chu, you guys attack first. Fang Yuan instructed. Chu Du attacked. He used a long-range attack on Chen Yi, but he quickly disappeared on the spot. He was teleported back to northern plains, ending up in the northern icy plain. Moreover, because the distance was too long, he lost connection with the killer move he used. The killer move broke apart and he suffered the backlash. Several people attacked next, but they were all teleported away. Fang Yuan suddenly came to a realization. It seems that my main body is not influenced by this killer move because I am a complete otherworldly demon. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan started a fierce wave of offense. However, Karma Divine Tree might be unable to influence him, but it could affect his killer moves. Fang Yuan's methods were all teleported away. The range was either far or short. Some were teleported to some place in central continent, some were sent to other 4 regions, and some were even teleported to Black Heaven and White Heaven. Naturally, Chen Yi also did not have a good time. It did not take long before he began to bleed from his 7 orifices and his face was getting increasingly pale. The burden to sustain such a wondrous killer move was clearly huge. Damn it, Harryfoot Mountain is clearly in front of us, but because of Chen Yi alone, Yao Huang clenched his teeth in helplessness. Qing Yi and the rest quickly arrived and fought against the northern plains and southern border immortals. Fang Yuan dodged the attack of wind-sweeping building and sent many myriad ghost sword dragons to attack Chen Yi. Karma Divine Tree was constantly shaking. Countless myriad ghost sword dragons disappeared, teleported to random locations. It was okay for those that were teleported nearby, but those that were teleported far away broke apart immediately, inflicting backlash on Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan felt that this situation was troublesome. Weak killer moves cannot expend Karma Divine Tree's fruits even if they are teleported away. A strong killer move can expend 1 fruit, but if it is teleported beyond the distance I can control, I will have to endure the backlash and might even be heavily injured if I am unlucky. Fang Yuan did not dare to use Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword. He currently did not have Winter Coat or Reverse Flow Protection Seal to rely on. His defensive methods were weaker than Li Huang's. If Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword failed, he would be in great trouble from the backlash. Fang Yuan's luck was quite good as the previous Myriad Fusion Ghost Dragon Sword did not inflict backlash on him. What do I do now? Fang Yuan was anxious. Bing Sai Chuan had been transmitting the situation in Heavenly Court to him. Fang Yuan knew that the repair of Fate GU had started again. This is a wood path method. I don't have much attainment in this path and won't be able to decipher it within a short period of time. Looks like I can only use a crude method. We will compete in a battle of attrition. Bai Ningbing, you all can go ahead and fight now. Fang Yuan's eyes shined sharply as he sent the command resolutely. Bai Ningbing and other rank 7 GU immortals charged towards Harryfoot Mountain. Karma Divine Tree activated. Every time it teleported a rank 7 GU immortal, a fruit was expended. Fang Yuan actually found the best countermeasure so quickly. Chen Yi felt anxious, his eyes were filled with blood and he was in a very weak condition. A large number of rank 7 GU immortals were teleported away. Finally, Karma Divine Tree's fruits were all spent. Karma Divine Tree without any fruits faded away with the wind. Chen Yi lowered his head, his aura had fallen to an extreme point of weakness. You dare to block my way, die! Fang Yuan charged fiercely.